Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
and tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started. It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, they keep you up again, Davey. Although it wasn't that late. Syracuse last night with a big win. Get on that, which microphone? That one? You got to be happy with that last night. They played really well.
They sure did, Bill. This was the best game they played all season long.
Yeah.
And I actually stayed awake for all of it. It was early 7 o'clock game. It was over by after 9 innings.
You told Megan what is likely. You kind of lied to her.
I did?
Yeah.
How?
You said there's no way they're making the tournament. There's no way they can make the tournament.
Unless they win it.
Here's what I would say. There's no way they're making the tournament. That's a fair statement.
Unless they win the ACC tournament, they get an automatic pick for being a champion.
There is a way they could, and that's the way. That's the only way, I think. And you even said a few minutes ago, as we were chatting about this, that maybe they could, if they were to go deep in the ACC tournament, play Duke, lose by a couple points, maybe in overtime, they might make the tournament. I'm not even sure they could do that, but that at least would be, at least you'd have your eyes open. There'd be a chance.
Well,
but really, the only way they can do it is to win the ACC.
Well, if they knocked off like Clemson, Wake Forest, and other teams that are above them.
Now, I really have to say, though, that I don't think so. I just don't think they can make the tournament without winning.
But in my gut, they're not going to make it.
But I don't think they're going to. And there's somebody out there yelling at the radio. Are you kidding me talking about Syracuse winning the ACC tournament? You people are nuts. No, we're just saying that's the only way that this could happen.
That same team that they played last night, NC State, they made a run. They won 3 games under capped their season, and then they won 4 or 5 games all the way to the championship last year and made it into the NCAA tournament because they won the Big East
all right. Okay.
tournament.
Megan, your opinion. I'm just going to throw it at you because I know you really don't have an opinion, but I was just like wondering deep down, what is your opinion? Because my wife's would be, this is stupid. Why are you even talking about this?
Well, if it makes people happy, then I'm going to support the Syracuse Orange,
right.
But I am from Connecticut, so I do have a slight preference for UConn.
Yeah, we do hate UConn, although
it's the only thing Connecticut has going for it, Bill.
Kick her out of the studio.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Although I do have to say that Steve Cully, who's been in studio several times, and actually, this goes way back on when he was we went out with him when he tried out for the Buffalo Bills. Steve Cully played for UConn from here. So there is a local tie. Otherwise, we hate UConn, at least me and Davey.
I think that's just the politics of basketball. You always don't like your rival. I don't see anybody like UConn being, oh, wow, we really like Notre Dame.
You're probably right. But that's really sports in general, isn't it? Okay, so big win for Syracuse. How do they finish off the rest of the season? Boy, wouldn't you like to see them really at least turn things around, play and win out, and then be competitive in the tournament? That would kind of make up for a horrible season. For God's sakes, here we are coming up in March. They should have learned how to play together by now.
So I'm kind of torn on Saturday because Colgate, who is my second favorite basketball team, plays at 12 o'clock at home on Saturday at noon. And Syracuse also plays on the road against Virginia Tech at noon on the CW. I'll be flipping back and forth between the two. I might go down to Colgate to watch the game.
Go for it.
And Colgate is they're leading the way.
No, they're unfortunately
having an off year.
They're having an off year. They're sitting right now in third place.
So, again, there's a team that the only way they're making it in the tournament
Would have to win.
every year
Yep.
is that they would have to.
This would end the streak if they didn't make it.
They'd have to win the Patriot League.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In Syracuse, Post-Standard is a blotter of arrests from police agencies around Central New York was updated. The arrests added this week were dated back between January 20th and February 23rd. People charged range from 19 to 72 years old for soliciting a prostitute.
Oh,
It's still, that's still going strong, I guess. That's still...
I mean, you gotta appreciate the hustle from both sides.
I almost, okay, at least from one side, putting in
trying
all
to play
the
that
work.
wolf whistle, but
I guess
all the way down.
the reality of this, it used to be a thing that the Observer Dispatch, when they actually had a staff that they could actually report the news.
R.I.P.
It used to be they would run, every time there was a prostitute arrest in Utica, they would run the men. Not necessarily the women. They would run the men. The police always against it very much because they say it spreads. You know, you're dealing with
Yep.
people who are many times drug addicts, oftentimes with communicable diseases, and not necessarily a good move. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Just go to Amsterdam. Go to the red light district. You'll be fine.
Where it's legal,
Yes.
right? Where it is.
In that one tiny strip.
I've not been there, and I'm not sure that my wife would be okay with it if I was. Tanya Power's coming up in a few minutes. Today is the national. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Tanya Powers from a couple of Thursdays ago. Tanya Powers coming up, Davey. Yes, no, maybe. You got to do that. That's your job now, man. You got to book those every morning. All right? Try to grab somebody for me, okay? We do have John Decker on, coming up a little later on this morning. Rick Lewis is in. Crimestoppers, Mohawk Valley Crimestoppers, the wanted person of the week. Dr. Renee Shivat is coming on. She's from Herkimer Diamonds. And, boy, if you see, it was really the banquet facility. So that building, if you know there, the miners' table, that building has two sections. There's the bar restaurant, and then it would be overflow banquet hall where they hold weddings and that sort of thing. That's the part connected to it that went down.
That would be a really cool place to have a wedding.
But beyond that, they have now added all new camping sites up in the back, and they have a barn venue now that is made from an old the wood actually brought in from an old 1800s era barn.
Wow, that's cool.
And people do their weddings. In fact, my class reunion was a few years ago. It was held up there. Pretty cool. And, you know, the food's nice. You bring in a caterer and the whole 9 yards. They do a tremendous job. And people come from all around the world to Herkimer Diamonds. So we'll talk to Renee later on this morning. The collapse of the miners' table, and if you recall,
so
it was
sad.
probably close to 10 years ago that their main building was went up in flames, which was an 1800s era building.
Oh, that's
And
even worse.
That went up in flames, so they had to make lemonade, turn lemons into lemonade, and here they have to do it all over again.
That's so sad.
Anyway, that's coming up a little later on this morning in the 7 o'clock hour. By the way, Davey, as we get to the 7:30 spot, it's Hobica's free money question. What are we looking at here today as we move in on Thursday? And you're in a good mood today. First time all week long. I'm pretty happy with that. What are you thinking?
Oh, come on.
You're on.
I'm feeling a little better.
You are. You're feeling, I mean, you got that spark in your eyes.
$250.
$250 this
There we
morning.
go.
Chance for you to win. We had a winner, was it yesterday? A $200 winner. And let's see if we can keep that rolling. We'll do that coming up at around 7:35 this morning.
And it's the last day of February, too. So.
Tomorrow is the last day of February.
Oh, gosh. I'm already thinking it's Friday.
It's okay. That's all right. We all kind of wish it was, I
I was
guess.
so wishing it was. I even marked it on all my calendars today. Whoops.
A guy, listen, it's already a short month. You're cutting it even shorter.
And January was an entire year.
I felt it. A guy from Nebraska got his high school class ring back 44 years after it went missing in 1981. A man 70 miles away in Rockport, Missouri, found it in the dirt while working in his garden. How it got there, I don't know. Here's the man who lost the ring. His name is Kerry Crocker. He's the guy who lost the ring, and the man who found it, Neil Lansdowne, telling the story of the found class ring.
I don't want a reward. I just want the satisfaction of knowing where he lost it and to giving him the ring back.
Yeah, that's my ring. I have no clue on how it got away from me, whether I lost it or misplaced it or someone stole it. I don't know.
I know I didn't drop it in your garden because I've never been to that location before.
And I kindly assumed it come in a potted plant.
So potted plants and all that for many years. And I would come down there from time to time and work, so I don't know. That could be a possibility.
That's very, I mean, talk about how rare this is.
That's
it may
awesome.
have fallen into a potted plant, and then he bought the plant, planted it, never saw the ring until how many years later? That's pretty wild.
That talks about fate. Hey, we found someone's class ring here at the WIBX studio.
You did?
We did.
Was it someone's from here?
It was someone from here. It was when we were cleaning things up for your Keeler Christmas party. We found Jim Rondinelli's class ring.
Get out of here.
We did. Davey
That's
helped us.
wild. Did you take it back to him? You did? Yeah, that's wild.
And class rings are so precious. For some people, it's like, they'll put it in a box, yay, I graduated. But for others, it's sentimental. And I did lose my high school class ring for about 10 years, and I was devastated. And I finally found it in an old purse that I had in high school, and it was in the front pocket of it, and I'm going, I would never take off my ring and put it in there, but I think St. Anthony was finally like, fine, go ahead, take it. God, stop talking to me.
I did find, I found my class ring. Unfortunately, it's still missing with an old girlfriend. Never quite got it back. I do have a feeling, maybe out of anger, it's sitting somewhere at the bottom of the Erie Canal.
Or a pawn shop.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Are they worth that much?
The stones are. And
I guess.
maybe back in the day, yours were actually made instead of plated.
How old do you think I am?
I'm just saying that things got cheaper after the year 2000.
In my parents' era, they were gold.
Wow.
Or gold plated, I guess.
Do your parents still have
ours
theirs?
was, I imagine they probably do. Anyway, speaking of things that are lost, recently someone paid an undisclosed amount of money, and I don't know how you would prove this, but it's authenticated, an undisclosed amount of money for a piece of George Harrison's toast from the 1960s. We're talking toasted bread from the 1960s. It was taken from his home by a guest. The super deluxe edition of the Abbey Road album has George's original version of Here Comes the Sun. The toast dates back to the 1960s, and it was authenticated in 1992 somehow, but somebody paid a lot of money for it.
Like DNA testing from
Very
saliva.
weird. Today is National Chili Day. Not chili as in shiver chili, but chili con carne day. If you like that.
Yeah, today's not really a chilly day, but Sunday will be 18 degrees.
Another nice day today, actually, with more melting. We have lost. I don't know if they have in the North Country. The rain certainly didn't help. It kind of packed things down to the point where, these roof collapses are pretty rough.
Devastating.
But another day of melting down here. I think we've lost a lot of snow, and the snow on this rooftop continues to fall down. Cars, I park over there because I park away from the avalanche of snow that has come off the roof. I'm not sure I've seen it this bad in maybe close to 8-10 years on this roof. Davey, would you agree with that? There's a lot of snow out there. It's going to be. We'll have snow out there. I think we'll have snow out there in May. I mean, it's almost 6 feet deep, that giant bank of snow that we're dealing with. LA Police Department is going to be the very first department to use cyber trucks in their vehicle fleet. Here is Sheriff Kevin you're going to see this more and more. Sheriff Kevin McHill making the big announcement in Vegas.
The cop inside is going to be safe no matter what. They'll stop bullets. And it did not impact our general budget.
We are the most technologically advanced police department in the country.
The most technologically advanced in the country.
What I want to see is a Crown Victoria go up against a Cybertruck, and I guarantee you the Crown Vic is going to win.
Okay, you may be right. Okay, I thought this was also interesting that the DEC has issued 32 citations this year so far for violations. Now we just came off a free fishing week.
Yep.
You could fish for free, but otherwise you have to have a fishing license. And they're saying that off Sylvan Beach, off Oneida Lake, on Oneida Lake, they have issued over 32 tickets earlier in the month of February for a range of fishing violations, keeping the wrong fish that are maybe not in season.
Yep.
You're supposed to throw them back, and then not even having a license. The checks included verifying fishing license, checking catch sizes and limits, and ensuring compliance with New York State recreational vehicle laws. I'm assuming Wayne would know the rules of fishing. We are a month away, by the way, from the start of trout fishing season, which is always on April 1st.
I'm so excited.
Mike this morning asking a few questions. There's some talk about a merger of the ACC and the Big East challenging with TV deals, but that would be something to think. Have you seen any of those stories, Davey?
Yeah, I have. Fox has got the exclusive right to the Big East, Fox and FS1.
Mm-hmm.
So that would
now
be,
TV rights are a big deal in that.
And ESPN has exclusive rights to the ACC. So I see it being a win-win for both leagues.
Mike wants to know when did prostitution become legal in Amsterdam, New York? Oh, it's not that one. And were the stones in your class ring from the Herkimer Diamond Mines? Well, one of those mines over there may very well have been. So it makes it a little valuable, after all. Quick break, and give me a second. We'll tell him I'll get to him. Listen, ask him, why should I take his phone call when he continues on YouTube? You ask him this question, and I'd like to hear his answer. Why should I take his phone call when he continues to trash me, make up wild accusations from his own history, and try to put that shade on me? Why should I take his phone call? Why should I take his phone call when he threatens me in messages, like physical threatening me on Facebook in his messages? Davey, would you please ask him that question? He can hear me now, so he's able to hear what I'm saying. Ask him. I'll wait. I'm going to wait here, and then we'll break, and then maybe we'll take his call. Ask him why I should take his phone call.
I'm going to brew a cup
Let's
of coffee
just sit
for
and
this
wait.
then.
Go ahead. Are you asking him? Why should I take?
He said he's just teasing you that he loves you, Bill.
Okay, I don't know. The comments about me having an inappropriate relationship with an underage female sounds like he's talking about
that's a yikes.
His history, not mine. Why would he make that accusation? Ask him about that.
In the meantime, Stefan just said Utica University basketball game last night hosted Nazareth.
They won as well.
Yeah, 85-79.
Okay, Davey, what did he say?
He said he wants to speak to you and talk to you.
All right. Tell him he better be well behaved, because I'm not going to put up with his. I don't. And also tell him I don't even read his garbage. I see it's him. The emails are long. They're usually accusing me of something. So I just stopped reading them. But I'll take him. Stand by. I'll come right back at WIBX.
Good morning. It is 6:36, and it is 34 degrees in Marcy. A Utica man was arrested for possessing a large quantity of cocaine. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said a deputy from the Waterfield Field Office stopped 31-year-old Anthony Case in his car. Before the traffic stop, the deputy had found a cell phone on a sidewalk that had been reported stolen in Sangerfield. Following the stop, the deputy found a quantity of cocaine. Case was charged with third-degree criminal tampering, fifth-degree possession of stolen property, seventh-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance, and petty larceny. He was issued appearance tickets returnable to Town of Sangerfield and Village of Waterville Court. Oswego County residents will be getting a much-needed helping hand with digging out from a series of snowstorms. Team Rubicon, a non-government group specializing in disaster response, is sending 6 volunteers to the region. They will be assisting with things like clearing snow for emergency vehicles, shoveling, and removing any snowfall that remains on roofs. Dozens of structures in the county have already collapsed due to the weight of several feet of precipitation. State representatives are trading barbs as they demand better working conditions for striking New York State prison guards. Democratic Congressman Josh Riley, who represents the Hudson Valley, took to X, formerly Twitter, saying Albany politicians are making things worse with what he calls half-baked policies and mandates. His comments sparked reaction from Democratic State Senator James Skoufis, saying Riley has yet to speak against President Trump, but has no problem speaking out against his fellow Democrats. Skoufis called the tweets a cheap shot. The union representing prison guards and New York State is meeting with a mediator this week. And New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who's facing federal corruption charges, is now facing backlash for comparing himself to Jesus. He also called black leaders who've urged him to resign, quote, Negroes, and said they need forgiveness from God. At a Black History event at Gracie Mansion on Tuesday, Adams was quoted as saying, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. Reverend Johnny Green, a Harlem pastor who represents 300 houses of worship in the city, is calling the mayor's Christ comparison offensive, appalling, and sacrilegious. It is 6:39 and 34 degrees under cloudy skies.
Are you surprised, though?
At this point, nothing is really surprising me anymore.
Not with him.
I stress a bowl of cereal last night because of the headlines.
Yeah.
Oof.
And
I'm on keto. I'm not supposed to have that.
That'll get you every
got me.
time.
It tasted so good, Bill.
Another warm day on the way, by the way.
Yes, it's another warm day. We could get up to 33 tomorrow, almost 40 on Saturday, but Sunday will be chilly. Here is your weather forecast from Ray Stajic.
Some rain, snow showers widely scattered around this morning, maybe even some light freezing rain, so there could be some slick spots. 40 degrees then this afternoon as we're going to get rain showers. Rain and snow showers become all snow showers tonight. Colder mid-20s, so may get a little icy tonight. There's some winter weather advisories for parts of the North Country. Cloudy tomorrow with a high near 33. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now we're at 34 degrees, and it's funny how relative things are, right? We're calling today warm. We're going to get to 40, maybe 45 degrees.
Downright tropical.
We call that warm today.
Get yourself a Mai Tai.
Imagine what 40 will feel like in June, because we do get some of those cool nights in June. Got a break. I'll take that phone call coming right up.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Are you a CDPAP home care user or caregiver? Now's the time to switch to PPL and ensure a smooth transition. It's fast and easy. Over the phone, online, at an in-person or virtual session, or with a CDPAP facilitator. Call PPL at 833-247-5346. That's 833-247-5346. Visit pplfirst.com/CDPAP. Register today. A message from the New York State Health Department.
Mattress Express's closeout sale on brand new leftover inventory and floor models. Right now, buy a king or queen and get a free adjustable base. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans available as well.
At Steve Ponte Chevy in Herkimer, we'd like to thank our first responders, active military, and veterans,
as well as healthcare employees and education employees.
Not only is Chevrolet offering $500 in savings towards the purchase of your new Chevy, but Steve Ponte Chevy is going to match that with an additional $500 for a total of $1,000 in savings as our thank you to you.
So together, let's drive and see why our customers always say it's so easy to do business with Steve Ponte Chevy on Route 28 in Herkimer.
Customer must qualify for educator, military, veterans, first responder, and healthcare discount. Must take delivery by February 28, 2025. See salesperson for details.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines. Christian, good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning. Did you wait? Are you there? I can't hear you. Hello?
Bill.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Bill.
You got to get off speaker.
Bill.
You got to get off the speaker.
Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
All right. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
So Bill, you're mad at me, Bill?
No, I'm only saying, why would you want me to take your phone call when I sit here and continuously get your long messages accusing me of all of this stuff, and then, mysteriously getting these weird accusations all on Facebook from people, and then on YouTube, these crazy accusations that there's no reason for me to be getting any of these accusations. You do have a history, whether you were charged improperly or not. The charge was about having relations with an underage girl. Why would you make those accusations about me? I have nothing to do with that.
What accusation did I make about you? I don't even know.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Nonetheless, what can I do for you this morning? So you can't imagine why I would be not pleased with taking your phone call. You can't imagine?
Oh, not really. I teased me a little bit, though.
Okay, that's teasing. No, you don't tease someone by claiming that they have had they've had such an awful thing, had a relationship with an underage female. That's not teasing. I wouldn't call that teasing.
I didn't say that about you. What are you talking about, Bill?
All right.
I never said that about you.
Anyway, let's move on.
Wait, hold on.
Now I got the whole world going.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
You're claiming that I accused you of having an...
I'm saying it's very interesting how you're all over YouTube, and that's where that stuff was all over YouTube. But let's move on from it. We don't have to talk about it. All I'm telling you is I have plenty of messages with your name on them that I'd gladly send back to you, and you can maybe explain those. But why don't we move on from there and just agree we won't do that to each other, right?
Bill, wait.
Let's move on from it. Listen. You're on the air. Let's move on from it.
Okay.
You said you didn't do it. That's fine. Then we'll just agree that that's the case. You're calling for what reason this morning?
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's number one.
I got it.
If you
fair enough. No, I'm saying that's fair enough. Okay. We'll move forward. Fair enough.
Well, okay. Well, no, you and I will explore this privately later. But
okay. All right.
What I'm calling, look, you're my little chicken nugget. I don't know.
Please, I don't want to be your chicken nugget. I like chicken nuggets. I'm craving them. I'm on a keto diet. You have to understand that breading. I'm just craving chicken nuggets.
All right, Bill. I didn't realize you were so sensitive. That's okay.
Oh, I'm really not. I'm not. The only thing I'm saying is you can agree that the messages that you signed your name to, saying all of these angry things, you wrote those. You can agree with that because you signed your name to them. They came from your account. So I'm just saying you want to come on the air when you're saying all of these things. Why should I let you on the air if you're going to say all of these things? It's not that I'm oversensitive. It's like, You're asking for something, yet you're spitting in my face. I don't understand that. Why would you ask me for something? And and listen, I know you've submitted a brief and you're trying to clear your name. I understand that. And I know you believe people have wronged you, and you believe you have proof of that. So our decision on this is, I want to wait and see where this goes in the courts. Obviously, if the court agrees to explore this, then that becomes news. Right now, it's just an accusation, and we did give you that time to come on the. Listen, we gave you.
Yeah, I understand. Let me tell you something.
We gave you. Let me finish. Let me finish. We gave you the time to come on the air. I had no idea it was going to go where it went, but it did, and I'm. You're not going to say anything different every time you come on the air about this. I want to wait for the next step. If there's validity, and I know you'll be angry when I use the word "if" because you believe there absolutely is. I understand that, but if there's validity, we'll then take that next step and we will absolutely cover the story.
Okay, and I appreciate that, Bill. I didn't know you were getting so upset. I apologize. Listen, but as far as the court case, I am going to get in that courtroom, and I am going to rip them to shreds. I promise you that.
You have, okay? and that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, I'm waiting too, Bill. But see, they're the ones that are not allowing me to go in and rip them to shreds.
I understand.
That's what I'm waiting for. So I don't know what they're but anyway. As far as the comments go, I just want to say something. The Sheriff Rob Maceo, is he a friend of yours?
I think the sheriff is a friend of. I mean, he won by almost 90% of the vote. I think he's a friend of a lot. He is certainly a friend of this program.
Okay. Well, I've done some research on him, and
you're not going to go. You're not going to trash him, right?
Let me say this.
Okay.
So it turns out my dear mother, has met Rob Maceo, and do you know what this man, how he treated my mother, Bill?
Listen, I'm
not. No.
Listen,
Are you ready?
I'm.
No. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell you what she said. She said that he was a cordial gentleman to her, and that she thinks he's a very nice man, and that he treated her very nicely.
I would not be surprised by that.
Because
guess what? He is a good person. I believe my experience with Sheriff Maceo is he's a good man.
He was good to my mother. He was good to my mother. So he and I are straight as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
All right. So I'm a fair person, Bill, but I expect to be treated fairly too. You see.
Well, first of all,
and let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about this court case, Bill.
Okay.
You can say if and that and that. Why don't they let me in that courtroom, Bill?
I don't know.
What are they waiting for? Oh, you don't know. Well, I know why. So that's what annoys me, Bill. When people, are you calling me a liar, Bill?
I haven't said anything. Listen.
You keep saying if and this and that. Okay.
Well, I am saying, I am saying if. I'm going to give this conversation another minute, okay? You get to the point, and then I'm moving on.
The point is, I'm going to go in that courtroom, and I'm going to blast them. But they're too cowardly to do it because they know what they've done. I've already proven it then.
But it isn't logical because who are you? You're appealing to? Is it the appellate court? Who are you asking? Who'd you send your brief to? And have you hired an attorney, or are you doing this by yourself?
I hired an attorney. Who are those bums I hired that cheated me? No way.
Okay.
I'm the best attorney around.
All right.
You don't worry. Look, I'm going to live stream my hearing. You're all going to see just how sharp I am.
I'm not questioning your sharpness.
You've never seen my intellectual side, Bill. You've only seen this side that I had to do. I have to use unconventional methods to fight these people because they're so unfair. You see,
I will tell you this.
I will tell you. You don't understand, Bill.
I don't. What I will tell you is,
don't. You better believe you don't, sir.
I have enjoyed your cooking. When you had your restaurant on Bleecker Street, that was awesome.
That means nothing to me, Bill.
I understand.
What I'm doing right now means everything.
All right.
And they are not going to stop me. I promise the whole world that. You listening, everybody?
I'm hearing it. Megan, has heard it. Davey, I need to hear from you. Have you heard it? Make it official. We've all heard it.
I heard it.
People on the radio have heard it. And I hope it all does work out that way because it sounds like it'd be a really interesting story to cover. So I'm ready to cover it. There's nowhere else for me to go except for accusations that you're making, and you got to prove them, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not a problem.
All right, that's then we're going to wait. We're going to see where we go, all right?
Problem, not
All
a
right.
problem.
All
Well, look, anyway, Bill, look, let's leave it at this. I just teasing you, but I'm sorry you got so upset about everything.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
All right.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. Boy. Oh, boy. Let me break, and we're going to talk to Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio coming up. It is 6:53 at WIBX.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Easy Cater is the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. With easy online ordering, search filters for budget, dietary needs, and more. Save your favorite restaurants and favorite orders for easy reordering. Save time with group ordering. You send a link, your team orders what they want. Plus, Easy Cater makes expense reporting a snap with all your receipts in one place. Easy Cater, more than just a way to order catering for work, it's your business tool for food. Order now at easycater.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
IBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Davey, the rule going forward is until the case goes anywhere, I can't do it anymore. Fair enough? Lord Almighty, what a way to start the day. What a way to start the day. Holy moly in the morning. All right, so we missed through that. I missed Schmelz. I figured I would miss him through that. Yep. The top countries Americans would move to if they decided to live abroad. Do you hear this from your liberal friends? That's it. I'm moving to blank. Is it still Canada after all the negativity that's been going on about Canada? The answer is, turns out, yes. And I know there are people out there saying, see ya, don't let the door hit you on your way out, or something like that, whatever that saying is. The number one spot is Canada, followed by Italy, England, Australia, and Ireland. It is kind of interesting that we've even done such a survey in this country, right? But apparently that is something that people are talking about. Gene Hackman.
Yes, that's so
Loved
sad.
Gene Hackman when he was... He's somebody we haven't seen in a long time, I don't think anyway. The legendary actor has died at the age of 95. Police confirmed late last night. They found the bodies of Gene, his wife Betsy, and their dog in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home yesterday. No foul play is suspected. No cause of death has been announced. Both of them. Is that right?
Yeah, and the
dog.
And they're not saying any foul play.
Hackman starred in dramatic films like Bonnie and Clyde, The French Connection, The Poseidon Adventure, and Unforgiven. He also played comedy and lighter roles. He was Lex Luthor, of course, in Superman 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. He played the blind man in Young Frankenstein, even ended up in drag with Robin Williams in The Birdcage. That was a great role that he played. Here he is receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Globes. And I think we're all kind of figuring out what happened, and it looks like it may have been voluntary, right? With all three of them, or was there a carbon monoxide thing? Maybe we'll find out. Here's the audio from the Golden Globes.
I never wanted to be anything but an actor. Being at the Palace Theater in my little hometown, my favorite time as a young boy, get a bag of popcorn and see a double feature. I would sit in that movie house, the screen would light up, and I'd be transported to darkest Africa and swing from the trees with Johnny Weissmuller, dive to the depths of the ocean with Ray Milland and John Wayne, ride the Santa Fe Trail, fly wingman with Errol Flynn, or walk side by side with my favorite, James Cagney. I'm honored and proud to be this year's recipient of the Cecil B. DeMille Award. I want to thank all of you. There's a line that I always wanted to say, top of the world, Ma, top of the world.
Well, there you go. Great actor. Boy, with all three of them, you wonder if maybe it was carbon monoxide poisoning.
Just
Mike saying the same thing. But just really terrible. All three, him, his wife, and the dog passing away. Wow. We have I'm not going to keep this whole thing going. I know a lot of people are commenting on the call, but I just can't keep it going. A new hour coming up. It's like just a refresher. It's like starting the day over. 7 o'clock hour. Hobaika's free money question is worth $250 coming up next hour. We'll get to that. And Megan has news, Fox News top of the hour, and of course that forecast, which is another warm day on the.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
What happened? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's a big question in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where actor Gene Hackman was found dead at his home. His wife and dog were dead, too.
Found with the body of his wife, Betsy Arakawa. She was a classical pianist, and the dog was unclear at this point is whether officers went to the home yesterday afternoon to respond to a welfare check or if somebody had called in a report of finding them. We just don't know any of those details yet.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. Hackman was retired after a long acting career.
All right, gentlemen. He's got one barrel left. When he fires that, take out your pistols and shoot him down like the mangy scoundrel he is.
Hackman won an Oscar for his role in Unforgiven. He also got an Academy Award for The French Connection. Hackman was 95. His wife was 63. The Supreme Court has blocked a judge's order hours before a deadline for the Trump administration to release billions of dollars in American foreign aid as the president makes deep cuts to the U.S. Agency for International Development. Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury asked at a House hearing into DOJ.
Why the hell are they so hell-bent on dismantling an organization that has been so vital to American interests and Western democracy for so long?
Elon Musk, who's spearheading DOJ, looking to slash the federal workforce and spending, said at the first Trump cabinet meeting.
I'm getting a lot of death threats, by the way. I mean, I'd like to stack them up, But if we don't do this, America will go bankrupt.
Today, President Trump will meet with Britain's prime minister, ending Russia's war in Ukraine, a big topic. Tomorrow, Ukraine's leader will go to the White House. Hamas says it's ready to negotiate phase 2 of the ceasefire in Gaza.
The offer comes after Hamas handed over the remains of 4 hostages in exchange for the release of more than 600 prisoners held by Israel, marking the final exchange agreed to in the first part of a truce that is scheduled to end this weekend.
That's Fox's Gary Baumgarten. America's listening to Fox News.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill?
Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Back to Elon Musk. He mentioned in the cut we played a few minutes ago that he's been getting death threats. A Tennessee man has been arrested.
Ethan Early of Ashland City outside of Nashville is charged with an act of terrorism. Prosecutors say Early threatened to burn down X's data center in Memphis, known as XAI, because he was upset at Musk's work with the Department of Government Efficiency, as well as President Trump. Police say they were tipped off by an acquaintance of Early who had said he was going to buy material to burn down the facility. An officer says when he showed up at Early's home, Early said his friends had talked him out of it and he had discarded the material. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Two of President Trump's cabinet members hit the road after the group's first meeting with the president. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Small Business Administration Leader Kelly Loeffler went to Kentucky, responding to the recent deadly flooding disaster. And Noem says it's
a locally led disaster response that's supported by the state. And FEMA comes in and then builds more resources behind that and fills in the gaps that's necessary. And that's what exactly happened here.
A controversy simmers in New York City over a first-in-the-nation program President Trump's trying to end. It charges drivers $9 to get into Lower Manhattan.
The U.S. Department of Transportation insists that New York City's congestion pricing tolls end, saying in a letter to the Metropolitan Transportation Authority it has until March 21st to terminate those tolls. The MTA responded saying the federal order isn't lawful and a judge will settle it. New York Governor Kathy Hochul spoke Wednesday to the MTA board, referring to President Trump's cessation order.
I know there's a lot of power in that Oval Office, but I'll put that power up against the power of 6 million pissed off commuters in New York City.
Governor Hochul said she's confident the state will win in court. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising ahead of today's trading, up more than 100 points each for the Dow and the NASDAQ. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Morning. It is 7:05, 34 degrees in downtown Marcy under cloudy skies, but rain is about to develop around the 10 o'clock hour. Your full weather forecast from Ray Stajic is coming up next. I'm Megan Stone. Hollywood legend Gene Hackman has died. Hackman began pursuing an acting career in the late 1950s and joined the Pasadena Playhouse in California, where he befriended Dustin Hoffman, and the rest, as they say, is history. He won 2 Oscars over his 50-year career for The French Connection in 1971, and again some 20 years later for the Clint Eastwood film Unforgiven. He was also remembered as the basketball coach in the 1986 drama Hoosiers and for playing Lex Luthor in the 1978 version of Superman, as well as many other memorable roles. The USDA is predicting a massive jump in egg prices this year. You heard us talk about it yesterday. In an updated projection released this week, though, the agency said egg prices, get ready, could increase 41% this year. This comes as a bird flu outbreak has caused a nationwide shortage. The latest projection is more than double what the USDA predicted for this last month. The average price for a dozen eggs hit a record high of $4.95 last month, and some shoppers are having to pay $10 or more. The first of 2 free snowmobiling weekends in the Empire State is coming up tomorrow. From February 28th through March 2nd, New York is waiving registration fees for out-of-state snowmobilers to encourage people to visit and check out the state's over 10,000 miles of trails. Participants must operate a snowmobile that is registered in their home state or province and carry insurance. The second free snowmobiling weekend is March 7th through the 9th. And some consumers and activists are calling for an economic blackout tomorrow. The idea is not to spend money for 24 hours, a protest against corporate greed and companies that have pulled back on supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, or DEI. There are also calls for additional boycotts of companies like Amazon, Walmart, and Nestle in the coming weeks. It is 7:07, cloudy skies, 34 degrees in downtown Marcy. Here is your weather forecast from Ray Stajic.
Some rain, snow showers widely scattered around this morning, maybe even some light freezing rain, so there could be some slick spots. 40 degrees then this afternoon as we're going to get rain showers. Rain and snow showers become all snow showers tonight. Colder mid-20s, so may get a little icy tonight. There's some winter weather advisories for parts of the North Country. Cloudy tomorrow with a high near 33. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
10 o'clock, we should see some rain showers developing. In sports, the Giants are doing their best to upgrade under center. According to the New York Post, veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford's representatives met with the Giants Tuesday at NFL Combine. Stafford, who is due at $26 million salary, he's seeking a new deal. The Rams have given Stafford's representatives permission to talk contract numbers with other teams. New York went 3-14 and has the third overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Jets players, they're unhappy with Woody Johnson's leadership. NFL Players Association released its annual team report cards on Wednesday, and the Jets, they were the only team to get a grade ownership of F. Johnson's grade dropped from a B- to an F. The NFLPA Chief Strategy Officer J.C. Treader says the organization has a culture of fear. The Yankees earned another spring victory after shutting up the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0 in Tampa. Will Warren was credited with the win after striking out 4 batters over 3 scoreless innings. Dominic Smith went 1-2 with a solo homer for his second long ball of spring training. New York is 2-3 and will continue Grapefruit League action when it visits the Philadelphia Phillies this afternoon in Clearwater. Mets, they came up short after falling to the Miami Marlins 4-1 in Jupiter. Paul Blackburn opened the game and struck out 1 over a scoreless inning pitched. Felipe de la Cruz was tagged with the loss after allowing 2 runs over 4 hits over an inning and 2/3 of relief. Pete Alonso drove in the Mets' only run of the game with an RBI double of the top 6. New York is now 1-4 and will continue the Grapefruit League play when it hosts the Houston Astros this afternoon. The NFL's future stars take to the field at Lucas Oil Stadium today. The scouting combine officially kicks off from Indianapolis with prospects hoping to improve their draft stock by participating in several drills. Defensive linemen and linebackers get things started on day 1, while defensive backs and tight ends undergo exercises Friday. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs will go through workouts on Saturday, and the event wraps up on Sunday with offensive linemen. More than 300 prospects were invited to Indy. And the reason why Davey has his mojo back and is grinning ear to ear, Syracuse snapped its 3-game skid with a 74-60 win over North Carolina State. The Orange are 12-16 and will visit Virginia Tech on Saturday afternoon.
And it is true, Davey and I were talking about how Syracuse can make the NCAA tournament. This win, though, probably is enough to get them in to make the cut for the ACC tournament. A couple of comments. Bill, did you see in that speech to text the word racist in iOS? So Apple, your iPhone, briefly changes to Trump before switching back to racist. It works. You might have to try it a few times. I did try. I saw that, and I tried it last night, and I couldn't get it to work. However, so I'm thinking, who do I got to do speech to text.
Yep.
So who do I do in case I made a mistake? Who would I do this to? So I did it to my wife.
Oh, no.
And I did it the first time and didn't send it. It didn't change. Second time, I didn't send it and it didn't change. Third time, I got a message back from my wife that said, "Why are you calling me a racist?" and
someone has slept on the couch tonight.
I apparently one of those did go through, but I couldn't get it to change to Trump.
It was a brief bug, they said.
Supposedly, they say it's been fixed. I don't know. You might have to restart your phone in order to fix it. I don't know.
You know how many people are picking up their iPhones and screaming at Siri and calling it a racist?
You're a racist.
Yeah,
just to see if it works on your phone. Did not work on mine. Obviously, somebody inside Apple is playing a prank. Got a break coming up. Hobike's free money question of the day. We'll get to that. It is worth $250 this morning. And yesterday, we did end up with a winner.
Yes, we did.
$200. So we'll go for $250 today. We'll do that at 7:35. Also, Rick Lewis will be in studio a little while. They're talking about their guitars along the Mohawk, airing this weekend. And we'll get to that event later on. Dr. Renee Shavat, the Miners Table, one of those that collapsed, their banquet hall collapsed. We'll speak with Renee later on this morning, the owner of Herkimer Diamonds. And just another, they've had, damage. Every winter just seems to just beat them up pretty badly. We'll get to that coming up at WIBX.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
The big Spring New York State RV Show is back at the State Fairgrounds February 27th through March 2nd. It's the ultimate RV shopping experience with over 400 models and 100 different brands to choose from. And with 9 dealers competing for your business, it's the place to buy. Whether you're looking for a travel trailer, motorhome, or fifth wheel, you'll find it at the Spring New York State RV Show. Get your tickets at nysrvshow.com. Sponsored by the New York State RV Dealers Association of Syracuse.
It's the Savings Meltdown Sales event at Destination Kia of Utica.
And we're melting down with $5,000 off MSRP on all new 2024 Kia Sorentos.
That's right, $5,000 off MSRP on this 7-passenger all-wheel drive SUV.
Or get low 1.9 APR financing for 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Sorentos.
1.9% for 5 years will save you thousands as you melt your interest expense.
The deals are huge on all new SUVs during our Meltdown event.
Make that short drive to save.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Example 2024 Kia Sorento X-Line SXP. STK number 24N0735. MSRP $50,155. Dealer discount $5,000. Selling price $45,155 plus tax and fees. 1.9% APR with well-qualified credit through KMF. $17.48 per month for $1,000 finance. 720 plus FICO score. In lieu of rebates. Excludes Sportage HEV/PHEV models. Offer expires 3/3/2025.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit bmecompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Does this sound like you? You own a house in central New York, and there's one home improvement project you keep putting off because it's stressing you out. Maybe it's a leaky window, a shaky deck, or replacing that old fridge. Well, that's why you should listen to The Money Pit. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti, and our show is all about helping guide your home improvement projects. Our combined expertise will point you in the right direction no matter the dilemma and get you right back to enjoying your home.
Listen to The Money Pit every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186 or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, listen, I got all these people texting me, calling me a racist now. You're testing it out.
Yeah.
You did it too, Megan. I got like 5 text messages.
Only
You're a racist.
But mine did a fun, funky little thing when I tried to force that racist
So you
thing.
called Trump a racist, and it changed it.
Yeah, it changed it to Reese's.
Trump is a Reese's. He's a Reese's peanut butter cup. I'll bet he does like Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, you know what? Have that a Reese's milkshake from McDonald's.
Is it Reese's or Reese's? Rick Lewis. Wrong mic. Okay, I got you over there. Yeah.
Reese's.
It is
Reese's.
It's Reese's.
Yeah.
Growing up, I called them Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was Reese's until I was corrected. One of the many things I've been corrected on by my wife. New Year, new Mazda sales event is continuing here through February. They've increased their inventory with over 150 new Mazdas available. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, 50s, CX-70s, and CX-90s. See the dealership for details. As Rick says, Ricky Z, come on in and let's make your deal on a new Mazda from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. It's Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Mike in Schuyler on the line right now. Michael, good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Are you going to call me a racist? Are you going to make accusations? Are you going to yell at me, call me names? Do you have a court case pending? Are you Okay, just checking.
No, a little reflection on Gene Hackman. He was one of my favorite
I love
actors.
Gene Hackman, yeah.
I saw the last movie he was in at the movies. That was Welcome to Mooseport. It was a Ray Romano or the everyone loved Raymond guy. That was 2004, 21 years ago.
Was that his last movie?
That was the last one.
Wow.
That was 2004. That was the last one he was in. Runaway Jury. Dustin Hoffman was in it. You mentioned about Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman, but they were in that one. That was like towards the end of his career. But I tell you, one of the most memorable when I was a kid. Remember Poseidon Adventure?
Yep.
He was the Reverend. He was the Reverend in it. That was that was 72. That's the year I was born.
I thought Gene Hackman did a really good job of playing bad guys and good guys. He could play both.
He was versatile.
Yeah.
Very versatile. And Crimson Tide was one with the sub when he was a sub commander with Denzel Washington. That was a good one. Remember that one?
He was in The French Connection. He was in Unforgiven. He was in Young Frankenstein, Superman, Poseidon. You mentioned
Best
French
Lex
Connection,
Luthor.
Bonnie and
He
Clyde.
was the best Lex Luthor.
Wasn't there a movie that he played? He was an attorney, and then his daughter became an attorny.
Oh, yes, Class Action. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I like that one,
Class
too.
Action. I actually own that movie. I bought that off of iTunes. I've watched. And the thing about his movies, you could watch them over and over. They're just very great actors.
Yeah, you're an Apple guy. Did you try to type Trump is racist into your or type? All you need to say is speak to your phone and say something is racist, and it changes the word racist to Trump.
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know how they refer to Trump as being racist. I feel like he's an equal opportunity offender. That I don't see that he's pointing. He's picking. I think he likes. I don't think he likes ugly people. I don't think he likes poor people necessarily. But I don't think he has any issue with. I don't think it's a racism thing.
I think it's everybody.
No.
It might be everybody.
Everybody.
And Rick, you would agree with that?
If you have enough money and you support him, he loves you.
He loves you.
He don't
That's a good
care
point.
if you're black, white, yellow, female, male, fat, poor, ugly.
Oh, that's true. That's
as long
true.
as you got that
so
green.
ugly people too. Even people, just as long as you support them.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you support it.
All right. All right. Anything else there, Mike?
Oh, yeah, one last thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder, because with the Oscars are Sunday. You realize the Oscars are Sunday. They're going to imagine he'll probably be the last one in the memorial.
He probably
thing.
will. They'll probably include him.
To adjust that, because usually they do things ahead of time. But
who else died? Somebody else died. Oh, that 39-year-old.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah. She was only 39 years old.
Yeah.
That, I think, might have Was that suicide?
No, they believe that she had complications from a liver transplant from last year.
Boy.
She was looking, if you look at her previous photos,
Yeah.
it was the same thing what happened with Chadwick Boseman, how everybody was saying he's skinny, he's using, and then he died of pancreatic cancer or colon cancer.
Right.
I think it's the same with Michelle. And I grew up with her, Harriet the Spy, Gossip Girl, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You grew up with her as an actress.
So
you didn't grow up with her.
I grew up watching her on TV.
Okay. I was wondering.
But you feel
She's
that
from
connection,
Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Anybody could.
Oh gosh, I wish.
We were talking earlier in the week, Bill, when I was talking about Saturday Night Live, with Gilda Radner, when she died of ovarian cancer, but they couldn't diagnose for 10 months, but they were saying they didn't know, and then but the same type of thing where she actually was dying of cancer.
I grew up with John Ferguson.
John Ferguson?
Well, he was my neighbor.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he ever became famous, but he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I went to school with Camille Kostick, if anybody knows who that is.
She was great in the Poseidon Adventure. I thought she was awesome. All right, enough of this awkwardness. There we go. All right, Michael, thank you.
Yeah.
You have a great day.
Take care.
I want to do the Crimestoppers Wanted Person of the Week and squeeze that in right now. And on the line is Sergeant Scott Hogue from the Rome PD. Sergeant, good morning. Who are we looking for this week? Good morning.
This morning we're looking for Paul J. Manzi. He was born November 5th, 1961. He's a white male, approximately 5'7", 165 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. Last known address is out in Syracuse, New York. He's wanted for one count of grand larceny in third degree, which is a D felony. Paul Manzi is wanted on the one charge of the grand larceny in third degree from Rome City Court. There is an arrest warrant issued for Manzi, and all the charges stem from a larceny incident that occurred in the month of September 2024. Manzi has no known address, but is believed to be in the Syracuse area.
All right. So the way this works, we'll have a full story soon up on our website at WIBX950.com. And, of course, Sergeant, the way it works with Crimestoppers, it's 100% anonymous.
Correct.
All right. We appreciate your time, Sergeant. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your assistance. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. So if you know the person, if you have any idea, any clue, you can report it without any worry of anybody knowing who did the reporting. It's all 100% anonymous. Go to Crimestoppers, Mohawk Valley Crimestoppers.com for details. We'll have a full story on our website at WIBX950.com. Rick Lewis in studio. Rick, good morning.
Yeah, it's I guess it's good morning for most people. I've been up all night. So.
You have. Yeah. What's going on?
Well, the reason I'm here, I'm
working.
Yeah, I did this show. We brought back this old show originally from the 80s called Guitars Along the Mohawk, featuring local.
I like this. You did this last year too, didn't you?
Well, this is the show from last year. We taped it on the 10th of November.
Right.
And it's going to be out on Friday. I'm sorry, on Saturday and Sunday on WKTV Plus.
Okay, that's cool.
126, yeah. and then it'll be streaming live both at 5:00 on Saturday online at RomeCapital.com.
Okay, cool. Will it live on the web?
It'll be on for people to watch.
After who are some of the artists? I remember this thing advertised.
Yeah, and I have to go through it in order.
Okay,
I'll forget.
All right, I don't want you to do that.
Gridley Page.
Okay.
Naked and Scared.
All right.
And they're not naked, but they are scared.
Okay.
Okay.
Scared of being naked?
Yeah.
Probably.
Rocky Fiola.
All right.
Cassandra Harris Lockwood with Chris Woods, Mark Macri, and he's with Ed Gorham.
I love Mark.
And Poor Tim. And
love
the host of the show,
duo. Yeah.
Katie Keating, and she's playing an original song. She's been on lots of records, like with John Liebing. In fact, that's how I know her, because she did a lot of his background vocals. And she's playing a song. She's never done her own music live or ever for people.
Wow, that's really cool.
And so, when you see her, she's scared.
Yeah.
And it's great, And she said, this is the only opportunity to do something like this. But to do that solo, your first time playing a song and knowing it's going to be televised.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So she was on Bill Carmen, who's well known playing bass, he brought it. Same thing. He said, "I'll do an original."
Okay,
He
that's cool.
never played it before.
Nice.
Sidney Irving, who you've had here in the studio before,
Awesome.
and then Danny Holmes and his wife Karen.
Wow.
In the group Rosenthorn. They're on playing some stuff from the new album, which is actually on vinyl.
That's really cool.
So
vinyl's hot all of a sudden and expensive.
Yeah, and Danny and
Danny Holmes, that's a throwback right there.
Yeah. Well, he and Mark Macri were on the original show that we did. We did like 3 in the 80s.
Yeah.
And we did that with camcorders and VHS tape.
And that aired on Fox.
Yeah,
I remember that.
In the early days. And so this is quite a leap forward in technology. But we basically kept the same format. You're up there, it's an acoustic kind of a day, and people are playing.
Very cool. All right, so you can see it at on KTV Plus.
Right, 5 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday.
And then it'll also be on the Capitol's website.
On the Capitol's website, it's 5 o'clock on Saturday. Though the thing is, on the first and the second on KTV Plus, it's the first part and the second part because I couldn't get a whole hour.
Yeah. Oh.
I couldn't get a whole. Well, I could, but I didn't want 3 o'clock in the morning and that sort of thing. So,
for those that don't realize, is what happens is a lot of the when you try to buy an hour on like a KTV or even KTV Plus, when they don't sell them locally, they open them up to every as seen on TV type thing in the world.
Yeah.
And they just buy up all the time. So there's really very few time slots available to grab that aren't 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's really funny when I worked at Fox back in the days with Guitars Along the Mohawk in the 80s. And we lived on what we called them PIs and purchasers inquiry. And because we didn't have any commercials. So we were constantly playing these 2, 5, 7 minute half hours of time that these people
Do you remember that? Do you remember that show, that TV channel that used to be on? You could get it over this was just around the time MTV started taking off. But you could call in and you'd press a button and you could request a song.
Yes.
And it would play the song, the music video and it was an over the air type channel.
Right, and that was one of the things we had on Fox.
I knew it was through Fox.
Yeah. We had that's how we had made money. There was no advertising. The funniest thing for an advertiser, we had this pizza place, and that's how we would get food.
That's a trade.
We told the guy, he'd say, "Well, play my commercial,
and I'll give you food."
So you'd call him and say, "Hey, I want to order pizza." He'd say, "Okay, play the commercial." You play the commercial.
So illegal.
Well, that was the least illegal thing we did on those days.
Well, you guys were. I mean, when Fox first started, you guys stuff was being played off VHS tape. I mean,
we did. We had the VHS machines right in there.
And then look at how huge Fox is. That Fox is the network, obviously,
right.
But even the channel, how I mean, you even had this program called The Keeler Show on Fox. I mean, that was shocking.
Yeah, that was funny. It was a nail biter every day. Is this show actually going to come out?
Is it going to get to the station on time? There were moments where we would run into the studio. They'd be playing an extra PSA, and we'd pop it in and play it.
And then you look at each other. Is this scene cued?
Yeah.
You think so?
I forgot to rewind it. Oh, boy. Those were the days. Pretty wild. All right, Rick. It's you see some great music, great local music, and it'll live on the Capitol's website.
It'll be on the website, and it'll be on YouTube, and all that kind of stuff.
Good stuff. Great job. I'll be watching for it.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks. Megan has an update on the news. Coming up, we'll do Habaika's free money question. It's worth $250. We'll get to that coming up at WIBX.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. Just go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Hi, I'm Anthony Constantino, running for Congress in the upcoming special election to succeed Elise Stefanik, and I'm sounding the alarm about the escalating prison violence in New York State. Due to the HALT Act, our corrections officers no longer have tools to discipline prison violence. As a result, violence is surging and everyone is suffering. Violence on both guards and inmates is up 300% and growing. Call your elected representatives and demand they protect our officers by repealing the HALT Act immediately. I'm Anthony Constantino, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Constantino for Congress.
Good morning. It is 7:32 and 34 degrees still in downtown Marcy with rain expected around 9 a.m. Your full weather forecast is coming up next. I'm Megan Stone. The USDA is predicting a massive jump in egg prices this year. In an updated projection released this week, the agency said egg prices could increase 41% in 2025. This comes as a bird flu outbreak has caused a nationwide shortage. The latest projection is more than double what the USDA predicted for this year last month. The average price for a dozen of eggs hit a record high of $4.95 last month. That seems like a bargain compared to what we're seeing in stores now because some shoppers are having to pay $10 or more. The bird flu that has decimated the chicken population and driven up prices for things like eggs has now been found in a house cat in San Diego's East County. The health department says the cat died after likely contracting bird flu from eating raw pet food. It is the first case of H5N1 reported in San Diego for this year after 6 gulls were found with the bird flu in the county last year. There have been other cases of cats eating raw food or milk and contracting bird flu on the West Coast. Also in Washington, Oregon, and California, including Santa Barbara, San Mateo, and now San Diego. The percentage of Christians in the U.S. has remained stable for the first time in decades, stopping a long-term decline. For now, a new survey from the Pew Research Center's Religious Landscape Study showed just over 60% of Americans identify as Christians. The number of religiously unaffiliated has leveled off as well. Some 7% practice a religion other than Christianity, and nearly 30% declare no religion at all. Younger adults, the survey found, are far less religious. Sleep deprivation can potentially worsen chronic inflammation. Researchers have found a link between poor sleep and immune cells that can drive inflammation associated with obesity and chronic disease. The study is published in full in the Journal of Immunology. And the 3-game losing streak of the Syracuse men's basketball team is over. After the squad picks up a much-needed win at home, J.J. Starling led all Syracuse scorers with 17 points as the Orange beat North Carolina State Wolfpack 74-60 at the JMA Wireless Dome last night. J.R. Davis chipped in with 15 points for SU, who now has a record this season of 12 wins and 16 losses. The next game for Syracuse is Saturday against Virginia Tech.
Davey, I want to ask you, your belief is that it might be the best game Syracuse played all season long last night.
Would you agree with me?
I would. I really think so.
Yeah. They got out to a big lead, and I really thought that this was going to happen, but I didn't think so, that it was going to be the Pittsburgh game all over again.
They get out to a lead and then blow it.
Yeah, but they played well. They played well.
Yeah. And we were even talking about the scenarios in which you feel that win gets them into the ACC tournament, and
they're 2 games up
going to be a low
from the
seed.
bottom 3.
And how they could get into the NCAA, they would have to obviously win the ACC tournament.
Yeah, they would have to ride the stream.
Unlikely.
Yeah,
but wouldn't it be something?
It would be. It would be unbelievable,
miraculous.
Yeah.
All right, Davey and Megan, forecast. It's one more day of melting temperatures.
Yes, it's going to get up to 42 degrees by the end of the day. Here is your weather forecast from Reese Dajic.
Some rain, snow showers widely scattered around this morning, maybe even some light freezing rain, so there could be some slick spots. 40 degrees then this afternoon as we're going to get rain showers. Rain and snow showers become all snow showers tonight. Colder mid-20s, so may get a little icy tonight. There's some winter weather advisories for parts of the North Country. Cloudy tomorrow with a high near 33. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, it is
there's my microphone.
It's currently 34 degrees in downtown Marcy, WIBX.
News time is 7:36. There we go. Davey, it's time for Habaika's free money question. It's worth $250, and it's a good one today. Worth $250, totally doable. And you're looking for caller number what?
So real quick, I just got a text from a business leader that's ahead of a group that I'm involved in. He said, I agree, SU played the best game best game last year.
Right.
And it was from Ray Durso.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right. Yeah, I thought you were going to be some business person I'm associated with.
Well,
I play DJ music for him.
No.
The ladies that work for him?
No.
So it's Ray Durso. Businessman.
Yeah.
Ray Durso. Yeah, I agree with you and Ray. Great game for Syracuse. Maybe, just maybe, this team is finally finding a way to gel. That would be something.
Caller number 7.
Caller
Bill.
7 right now at 315-736-0186. Your chance to win $250 from Habaika. And WIBX is right now.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
You work hard for a living here in the Mohawk Valley. You make a difference. You leave your mark. You deserve a financial advisor who works hard for you.
Local, prudent, and trustworthy. Van Meter & Van Meter are your full-service financial professionals. I'm Chris Van Meter, and I've spent my life helping people with financial planning, investing for the future, managing their wealth, planning their taxes, thinking about their legacy.
And I'm Dave Van Meter. Our team offers you the deep bench of financial professionals you deserve. We have the education, the experience, and the tools to make a difference for your future. Visit us at VanMeterLLC.com.
We're Van Meter & Van Meter. Call us at 315-823-9200 or visit us in Little Falls, Schuyler, or Palatine Bridge.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Van Meter & Van Meter LLC and Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated are separate entities.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, portions of the program brought to you by the Talkin' Clinic in Washington Mills, accepting new patients right now. Call 315-507-4751. It is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. Long came Shemaleski, doctor. Yeah. It is the Falcon Clinic. I just can't tell you the number of people who have said, boy, we are just struggling. You know, so-and-so is having health issues, and we keep going to different places, cannot get to the bottom of it. And it's either me or my wife saying, have you tried the Falcon Clinic? And the reports always come back very, very incredibly positive. That's our experience. Call 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, accepting new patients right now. Bob is in Frankfurt. Robert, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing, man? We're ready to go here, and it's $250 on the line here today.
Well, I could use it.
Yeah, all right. I think we all could, probably. All right, here we go. Here is your question. You're going to have 7 seconds to answer this one. So here we go. Here it is. Parts of this continent are located in all 4 hemispheres. Which one? Ready? Go.
Africa.
Gonna go with Africa. That's a great guess, and it's worth $250. Just in 2 days, we've given away almost $500. You win. That's absolutely correct. It's Africa.
Yay!
Love that question, because it is. I mean, how many? It's like a 1 in 4, 5 chance of winning. For God's sakes. Gotta love it.
I guess it was a lucky guess.
Good. So you did not know. You guessed it. I love it. You've won $250 from the Hobica Law Firm. Congratulations. Bob, you stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. We'll also give you the $25 food and fun card. It's good at Aquavino, Babes, Taylor and the Cook. And Davey's going to hook you up. So stand by, okay?
Thank you very much, and have a great day.
You're going to have the great. I mean, you started out with a great guess. I would suggest you keep guessing all day long, all right?
I think I'm going to.
All right, nice job. Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, hold on. Davey has you covered. Davey, if I wanted to make a call to Dr. Renee Shiat, which I'm going to do here, I would be able to do that by doing what? Or
just put the phone line on the air and make a number. Take the call.
Okay, I know that. My point is, with this phone system, do I have to do it off the air first? I think. Why don't I put it on hold? I'll call it, and then so it would be 1. I love doing this on the air. This is like the old days when we didn't have a phone screener. Davey, I want to put it on hold, and then you talk to her, okay? Okay, you pick it up. Can you take it?
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I guess we're going to call you right on the air live. So just to give you a warning, there's no phone screener in here. Good morning, Dr. Shiat. It's Bill calling. How are you?
Good morning to one of my favorite people. How are you?
Well, how are you? Dr. Shiat, of course, and her family own Herkimer Diamond Mines, along with Gems Along the Mohawk, which is a great spot, by the way, if you're driving along near the thruway or driving on the thruway to get off in Herkimer. There, along with Waterfront Grill, Gems has everything you could think of that's local, incredible gifts and stuff. So, but then there's Herkimer Diamonds, world famous. And once again, you're dealing with trying to make lemonade out of lemons.
Well, I think we're getting pretty good at it, Bill. Yeah. As you know, we've had the fire, we've had a flood, we've gone through COVID. It sounds like the biblical apocalypse, Hopefully there's no locust or pestilence that will follow. But, Bill reminds me to keep the faith, to move forward. And we're waiting right now for assessments. We lost the back area of where our back of the restaurant where we do most of our larger parties.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out how to contain any further impact, but develop a recovery plan at the same time. We always, you and I have talked about the right question is more important than the right answer, right? And are we opening up? Of course we will be. When will be? Probably spring. But the more important question is how will we? we'll be smarter when we do. What I've learned, Bill, is these little crises that we've had over the years, it really made us smarter and more customer service focused. None of us are smarter than all of us. So we need to have all the brains in the game on this one.
Yeah.
And we'll yield some real creative and unexpected developments like we have in the past. So our season will open in April. We have our first, the KOA, the glamping park, opens on Friday, April 11th. We have that first crack, which gives people a chance to claim the first Herkimer Diamonds of the season. And our food service will be available. Keep in mind, Bill, as you know, you've been on the property so many times.
Yeah.
We have so many other food options. So our canteen will be open, the barn will be open, the garden will be open. But, we're hoping to have, a significant portion of the restaurant. And I'm going to need you too, Bill, because we're going to be on TV a couple of times in May, with international and domestic. So
this is the part that we talk about. Sometimes people might not know this, but you're on national and international television, whether it be in Japan or in London or on the Home Shopping Network here in the U.S. And the coolest thing for me, I get to facilitate those broadcasts, which is incredible. And what is amazing is to watch how people all around the country and around the world are fascinated by Herkimer Diamonds. Just the Herkimer Diamonds that are from here and the jewelry made from it. It's really watching that number grow on Home Shopping Network. All of a sudden you're at 3,000 pieces just sold. It's pretty cool to watch.
Well, and the listeners should know that, you keep me on task, and you also try to humor me throughout the sessions, so I don't laugh too much, but keep it light. So I really appreciate your help. But 2025, Bill, we're gonna promise to have an adventurous summer for many. We'll have a lot of new things at the KOA. We continue to operate our new mountaintop, or I should say hilltop, new sites. A lot of new food options will be coming down. But, what are we really known for? It's that Herkimer Diamond, as you just said, and the only place in the world where you can find them. I just came back from an international show in Arizona, and with thousands of people. And it's amazing to me the number of countries and people that have come to our booth. They love this treasure that we have right in our own backyard. So, we'll sustain all these little crises, Bill, and make it a getaway for everyone, not only locally but also internationally. I have to thank, Bill, the community at large for such widespread support. It's an unbelievable number of phone calls and offers that we get for help. Our central New York area is so warm. And when we have a crisis in our area, people really come together. You know that, Bill, firsthand. And
it is really incredible.
That firsthand. Yeah, and I'm really grateful. So, got to get you down as soon as the snow melts. You got a lot of snow up in the studio?
This says, you just said the central New York is so warm. It hasn't been warm, but the people are. That's for darn sure. This has been quite the winter, and once again, you're feel. This is just the amount of snow that fell in February on rooftops, and there was another barn in Little Falls, we're told, that just collapsed. 200 cows were perished in that collapse. I mean, it's just been, for the agriculture world, it's also been devastation. So love the fact that you're plowing forward, and I knew you would, and we appreciate the update.
Well, thanks, Bill, and we appreciate your assistance as well. So let's keep the faith. Let's move forward, and let's think spring, huh? Let's think spring. Hopefully, we'll get a major thaw in the next couple of weeks and have a wonderful April. Hey, Bill, thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you, Dr. Renee Shiat from Herkimer Diamond Mines in Middleville. So they'll be opening in April. A lot of snow. Got to go before everything opens up. Pretty crazy. Quick break, and we'll come right back. I have one of my favorite comedians in the world coming on at 8:30 this morning. We're going to speak with the one and only Greg Morton, who I feel is like the funniest. You remember Greg Morton was on America's Got Talent. He's been here several times. I believe he's the funniest comic out there in the world, period, bar none. And you know where he's from? Greg is from Canada. So I do want to get his take on, all of a sudden Canadians are like booing Americans. Greg is Canadian, works a lot in this country, and I just want to get his take on the tariffs and all that, and from a Canadian standpoint. Coming up at 8:30 this morning at WIBX.
A Mohawk Valley tradition returns on Friday, March 7th, when the WIBX Heart Radiothon goes live from Utica University. Doctors from Radiothon sponsor Slocum Dixon Medical Group will share ways we can stay healthy. We'll hear from treadmill challengers as they face off against each other, and Red Cap ambassadors to America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk will remind us why we support the American Heart Association. Of course, we'll have special incentives to thank you for your donations. Be sure and tune in.
EasyCater is the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. With easy online ordering, search filters for budget, dietary needs, and more. Save your favorite restaurants and favorite orders for easy reordering. Save time with group ordering. You send a link, your team orders what they want. Plus, EasyCater makes expense reporting a snap with all your receipts in one place. EasyCater, more than just a way to order catering for work, it's your business tool for food. Order now at easycater.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Their donuts are made there fresh every single day, and the coffee is amazing. Try their lattes as well. There are 14 different flavors of lattes that will blow your mind, including the Almond Joy, which will bring you great joy. It's incredible. It's Daylight Donuts with a speedy drive-thru in New Hartford, in the village of New Hartford. Jon Stewart, did you see that he had an injury, an on-the-job injury?
Yes.
That occurred. He bloodied his hand, smashing a coffee cup Monday night on The Daily Show. He explained to the audience this was not the first time. Here's a clip from the Monday night show, his off-air comments, and the other time it happened during a sketch with John Oliver. Here we go. This is
We've already paid for it with our subsidies. I'll be going to the hospitals. For those of you who watched the show for many, many years, you will know this is the second time that I have, going for physical comedy, cut myself to the point where I need stitches. It was a margarita blender with me and Oliver, and I hit it down, just drew blood, and Oliver couldn't have been happier. That's not good.
And as for you, Stuart, and your visibly injured hand, that's a genuine problem.
That was real. And that, you get excited, you get passionate, and you break a mug and you cut your hand open.
But the amount of blood that was on his hand, it's like that guy either is taking blood thinners or he's taking a lot of omega-3 pills, because that was just, he put it underneath the desk and then he brings it up and it's covered.
It's all over. Yeah, that was wild. Jimmy Riley is a producer and guitarist who's worked with a ton of big names over the years. He's worked with Willie Nelson, everyone from Willie Nelson to Fall Out Boy. Trending online right now, I saw this. It's unbelievable. We had someone who would come on the air. Andrew's actually pretty good at this. Name that tune. So you can hear the piece of a song, and they would be able to name the song instantly. Yep. And do you remember who that was, Davey? Who was just, I think we got him at one time. We were playing songs for him, and he may have been up over 50 songs in a row.
Freddie.
Is Freddie, who's no longer with us. God rest his soul. Fred Dunleavy, and he was incredible. This guy probably is better. He can name that tune, whatever tune he's given, in under a second. It is unbelievable. Some people even think it's fake. It is not fake. It is real how he's doing it. People have seen it, and it is authentic. Listen to what he can do.
There's Runaway. Running on empty. There was Brass in Pocket. That's Shaken. 2 Tickets to Paradise. The Warrior. Baby, Hold On to Me. He's So Shy. Fire. Wake Me Up.
Okay.
I got one of them.
You can see how people though would think that he's faking it. He's not.
That's Billie Jean. My Toronto? When I think of you. That's Let It Whip. Oh, that's a Black Cat. Want to be starting something. Oh, that's Running at the Night, Lionel Richie.
Are you kidding me?
That is unbelievable.
That's
that
like
is-
a photographic memory. for
That is
music.
real. As long as we're talking about people who have passed. Frank McBride was another one. Do you remember what he could do? And this was a great radio bit. Davey?
Yeah, you used to have people call in and honk their horn and ask what kind, and he used to remember what year, make, and the model of the vehicle was.
You could honk your horn, and he would tell you the make and model of your vehicle. It was unbelievable until one day people discovered the real truth. When people were calling in, the phone screener was putting up the name. They would always say, okay, just so we can verify, what vehicle do you have? They'd be like, I got a Ford Escort.
There you go.
They put it up in the window. Frank would. He really never could do it. That was the funny part of the bit. We never gave away a prize for that.
There
ever.
you go.
Really surprising. I just thought that was a great bit. How about the police in Memphis looking for a man with an axe who was caught on camera damaging a 76-year-old man's SUV following a fender bender? What was he using? He was using an axe. Here's on.
I thought, okay, I'll get over in this lane, the turn lane. I suppose I miscalculated. He started towards us, and I said, what's that in his hand? And we couldn't figure it out until he took a real hard swing at the back window. I'm just thankful he didn't come up to the window, because he'd have got through the window there with my head. I was more in shock. It did not occur to me to drive away.
Probably should have. Gene Hackman, dead at the age of 95. His
That's
wife
a sad one.
died. And their dog. No word yet. They're saying no foul play. I don't know what would do that. Carbon monoxide poisoning? No foul play. Anyway, here is that great motivational speech, or at least part of it, from Hoosiers.
There's a tradition in tournament play. Not talk about the next step until you've climbed the one in front of you. I'm sure going to the state finals is beyond your wildest dreams, so let's just keep it right there. Forget about the crowds, the size of the school, their fancy uniforms, and remember what got you here. Focus on the fundamentals that we've gone over time and time again. And most important, don't get caught up thinking about winning or losing this game. If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
I don't know if you know this, but
Let's go! Let's go!
Davey gives us that speech every morning at 5:50, every single morning. And we clap right back at him. Davey, thank you for that every morning.
You're welcome.
It really, I rise to the occasion when you, got a break. We have news coming up top of the hour. Next hour, Greg Morton. We're going to talk a little bit about, what was that? What was it? Oh, dementia. We'll get to that coming up.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
A legendary actor has died. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
That's Gene Hackman, who played the villain in 3 Superman movies. And there's drama around how Hackman died.
Santa Fe County, New Mexico sheriff's officials say an investigation is underway in the death of Oscar winner Gene Hackman after he, his 63-year-old wife, and their dog were found dead in their home on Wednesday afternoon. A sheriff's office spokesperson said deputies responded to a request to do a welfare check at the home and found them. Details surrounding their deaths have not been released, but foul play is not suspected.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Gene Hackman was 95, retired after a long career in dozens of movies.
All right, Popeye's here. Get your hands on your heads. Get off the bar and get on the wall. Come on, move.
He won Best Actor for The French Connection, and Hackman got an Academy Award as well for his role in Unforgiven. It's a busy morning at the headquarters of the U.S. Agency for International Development. Staffers are showing up, boxing up their stuff, and leaving.
This as the Trump administration is cutting USAID staff, reviewing and terminating agency contracts, and folding the American Aid Organization into the State Department. There are already lawsuits. Last night, Chief Justice John Roberts temporarily sided with the administration and determined USAID could hold off paying about $2 billion for aid work already completed. The full court is expected to weigh in on that soon.
Fox's Rich Edson. Hamas has handed over the bodies of the last 4 Israeli hostages to be released from the first phase of the ceasefire in Gaza. Special U.S. envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is part of the phase 2 negotiations and just told Fox.
There's no room for Hamas in Gaza, in the West Bank. You can see from their actions that they haven't earned that right to be there.
Britain's prime minister goes to the White House today talking to President Trump about ending Russia's war in Ukraine the day before Ukraine's leader visits. America's listening to Fox News.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
We mentioned Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky going to the White House tomorrow, and there's more to the talks than just trying to end Russia's war there. He'll sign an agreement with President Trump,
granting U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals.
We've been able to make a deal where we're going to get our money back, and we're going to get a lot of money in the future, and I think that's appropriate.
President Trump has linked a minerals deal with U.S. military aid sent to Ukraine. He says talks are also continuing with Moscow on a potential peace agreement.
I can tell you that NATO you can forget about.
The president says he thinks Ukraine's NATO ambitions led to Russia's invasion, but says Europe is committed to a security guarantee in deploying peacekeepers. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, France wants in on getting access to Ukraine's natural resources. The defense minister said today they've been in talks for months on a partnership to access minerals there. The worry is growing in West Texas, where a measles outbreak has taken its first life. A child who was not vaccinated died. There are 124 infections in that state, 9 more in New Mexico.
For the last month in Lubbock, measles has been spreading. Dr. Laura Johnson, Chief Medical Officer at Covenant Health, says the reality is deaths can happen from this very infectious disease.
We see the numbers increasing pretty dramatically with each update. And so, I think we're just going to have to see what happens.
Not much can be revealed about the young victim, but in an area where there are diagnosed cases, Dr. Johnson says,
if you're not sure of your immunity status, I would get a vaccine.
The doctors add West Texans should not be afraid of going to an ER and getting sick, even as this measles outbreak continues. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could rise. Dow and NASDAQ futures both up more than 100 points. The morning after the NASDAQ gains that snapped a 4-day streak of selling. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. It's 35 degrees in downtown Marcy with rain on the way. WIBX, your news time is 8:05. I'm Megan Stone. A Herkimer man and several others were hospitalized after he crashed his car in Westmoreland. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office says the two-car crash happened around 11:30 Tuesday night on State Route 5. Authorities say 27-year-old Indir Zambik of Herkimer was driving east when his BMW left its lane and crashed with a RAV4 driven by 21-year-old Ko Lay of Utica. Lay had 2 passengers in his car during the accident, 45-year-old Pauri Dar and 25-year-old Oma Ya. Lay and his passengers, as well as Zambik, were taken to Wynn Hospital. Authorities determined Zambik was at fault for the incident. Some families are expressing outrage over New York State prison conditions while corrections officers continue to strike. Legal Aid Society attorney Anthony Gemmell says hundreds of inmates across the state report they're not receiving food and critical medical care, and they're locked in their cells. He's calling for an end to the illegal strikes, saying the conditions are dehumanizing and degrading. Governor Kathy Hochul sent 3,500 members of the National Guard into prisons across the state, but Gemmell called it a Band-Aid solution. Texas is reporting the first measles death in the U.S. since 2015. The death was confirmed by the head of public health for Lubbock's health department. 7 other states have reported measles cases so far this year, including Alaska, California, Georgia, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, and Rhode Island. The outbreak in Texas has infected more than 120 people. The disease was considered to be eliminated in the U.S. in 2000. Another parade of planets is coming to central New York's night skies. Tomorrow, 7 planets will be visible. Jupiter, Mars, and Venus will be the easiest to spot, while the rest will either appear at a certain time or will need the assistance of a telescope to be seen. Mercury and Saturn will be visible only on the horizon, and they will be pretty faint. Meanwhile, you will need binoculars or a telescope to see Uranus and Neptune. The alignment of 7 planets is rare and will happen this Friday night. The best time to spot them all will be just after sunset. You could read more about this on WIBX950.com. It's 35 degrees in downtown Utica, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone. Here is your weather forecast.
Some rain, snow showers widely scattered around this morning, maybe even some light freezing rain, so there could be some slick spots. 40 degrees then this afternoon as we're going to get rain showers. Rain and snow showers become all snow showers tonight. Colder mid-20s, so may get a little icy tonight. There's some winter weather advisories for parts of the North Country. Cloudy tomorrow with a high near 33. I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
In sports, the Yankees earned another spring victory after shutting out the St. Louis Cardinals. Why do I keep saying St. Louis?
Well, you're a big Blues fan, maybe.
I am.
That
so
must be
huge.
it.
Yeah, I'm always in the jazz clubs. 7-0 in Tampa. Will Warren was credited with the win after striking out 4 batters over 3 scoreless innings. Dominic Smith went 1 for 2 with a solo homer for his second long ball of spring training. New York is 2-3. They will continue the Grapefruit League action when it visits the Philadelphia Phillies this afternoon in Clearwater. Meanwhile, the Mets, they came up short after falling to Miami Marlins 4-1. Paul Blackburn opened the game and struck out one of the over a scoreless inning pitch. Felipe de la Cruz was tagged with the loss after allowing 2 runs on 4 hits over an inning in 2/3 of relief. New York is now 1-4, and they play the Houston Astros this afternoon in Port St. Lucie. The NFL's future stars take to the field at Lucas Oil Stadium Thursday. The scouting combine officially kicks off from Indianapolis, with prospects hoping to improve their draft stock by participating in several drills. Defensive linemen and linebackers get things started on day 1, while defensive backs and tight ends undergo exercises tomorrow. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs will go through workouts on Saturday, and the event wraps up Sunday with offensive linemen. More than 300 prospects were invited to Indy. The NFL is exploring options to make regular season overtime more competitive. League executive Troy Vincent told reporters at the Scouting Combine Wednesday that it's time to rethink the overtime rule. Vincent said the competition committee agrees with him after looking over the data. Receiving teams have won nearly 57% of overtime matchups since 2017, which is a higher rate than what OT has a sudden death format pre-2011. Currently, both teams have an opportunity to possess the ball unless a touchdown is scored by the receiving team or the defense secures a turnover. That team is then allowed to end the game on a field goal.
Is that the current rule? I think, Davey, the current rule is during the regular season, first person who scores, right?
Yeah, and then
but during playoffs, both teams get to touch the ball.
Right.
So are they saying that they're going to change it to it should be both teams get a shot at touching the ball, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're looking for the sudden death format from pre-2011 to go back to that.
What was that?
I think once you score, the game's over.
Yeah, but both teams should touch the ball. That was that whole big thing with Josh Allen against Kansas City.
Yeah.
And they changed it for playoffs, but not the regular season.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're planning on doing. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess the stats are just the receiving teams. They win almost 60% of OT matchups. So it's getting to a point where I think bettors can confidently think
Well, because the receiving team can score the first time and they win the game. That is the problem. I mean, this is an easy fix. You do the same thing you're doing for playoffs. Both teams get to touch the ball. I would think that's an easy fix. And last night also, Syracuse with a big win. Final score was Syracuse. I don't know. What was the final score, Dave? Yeah.
74-60.
And you say best game they played all season long.
Sure have.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that one. Coming up, we'll speak with Dr. Patrick Porter. I have a question. I wonder if he's got to be a medical doctor. Somebody's asking the question about if you eat an egg that is contaminated with bird flu, does it affect a human? Are you affected by that?
It's good to have a medical expert give you that answer.
I got to wonder about that. But his reasoning for coming on is the increase in dementia. And a lot of times this is happening in cases where people are younger, just turning 50 or just below 50, who come on with early onset dementia. But there is an increase. So what's causing it? Or is it just the fact that we're living longer, and that's why the increase has occurred? We'll get to it coming up in a second. Stand by. It is 8:12, 35 degrees, and as Megan said, some rain on the way. Quick break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available in both tablets and as a delicious gummy. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Easy Cater is the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. With easy online ordering, search filters for budget, dietary needs, and more. Save your favorite restaurants and favorite orders for easy reordering. Save time with group ordering. You send a link, your team orders what they want. Plus, Easy Cater makes expense reporting a snap with all your receipts in one place. Easy Cater, more than just a way to order catering for work, it's your business tool for food. Order now at easycater.com.
Open registration for the Boilermaker Road Race is live, and people are sprinting to Boilermaker.com to grab their racing bibs before they're gone, and they're going fast. More than half of the 15K running bibs have already been spoken for, so time is running out to reserve your spot at the starting line and punch your ticket to the world's best post-race party with live music, drinks, food, and surprises. This year's Boilermaker is shaping up to be bigger and better than ever, so run, don't walk to Boilermaker.com to sign up for one of America's favorite races. See you at the starting line on July 13th.
This is actual footage of Bill Keeler doing a radio show on WIBX. Sadly, his career was found in a heavily wooded area. If you know the person or persons who ended the radio career of Bill Keeler, please tell them thanks on behalf of the people of Central New York.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Dr. Patrick Porter is a PhD, an expert on brain health, and is actually an award-winning author and speaker and founder of Brain Tap, which is technology-enhanced meditation. And he's on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I know you are a doctor, so all doctors know everything. Is that correct?
No, I don't think that's true.
Well, I'm going to ask you an unrelated to the brain question that somebody just asked. What do we know? Do we know what happens when it comes to bird flu? Please, I apologize for asking you this question. But with bird flu, if you eat an egg that has been laid by a chicken that has bird flu, does that bird flu transmit to a human?
Yeah, I'm not an expert at bird flu, so I can't really answer that one for you.
Okay, all right. I got another one. You know anything about why are the cows dying in Canada? Have you seen this story? Sorry. All right, we'll find somebody. I just was but I will tell you one thing. It does make you think when you're making a whiskey sour, which could relate to dementia, by the way. It does make you think when you're making a whiskey sour, should you use raw egg whites to make your whiskey sour? The answer is always yes, but maybe that's not the healthiest thing to do right now. Okay. Sorry about all of that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Listen, I've had COVID 4 times. I can barely remember my name. I'm calling it COVID brain fog. Is COVID brain fog, do you think, turning into dementia for some people?
Well, it could be because it will cause inflammation. Inflammation is the real cause of this problem, and it's a lifestyle problem altogether. So what we're finding is with our lifestyles and then with all the stress that happens from COVID, whether it's the COVID itself or it's just sedentary lifestyles or poor eating habits, something's causing this really onset of dementia that we're seeing here.
So there is an increase in dementia.
Yes, yeah. And then when we're finding it in populations as young as 30 years old. So there's something that shows us that it's not an aging problem, it's a lifestyle deal.
Yeah. It could be something we're eating.
Yes. Well, yeah, we're eating a lot of sugar. We're eating a lot of processed fats that are not good for us. You know, we need to really look at our diet and be eating more green leafy vegetables and eating high quality meats and, you know, just taking care of ourselves and drinking plenty of water. Most people don't drink enough water. They say that 99% of people are dehydrated because they think that sodas and coffees are a substitute for water, but our body needs water.
It is very, this is interesting. And you are seeing it in younger people. I mean, couldn't it also be the fact that we're living older now? And that's certainly not going to give us the answer to people who are younger, but in general, we are, especially Americans, we are living to an older age.
Yeah, and the study showed that the average person, only 17% of the cases were under 75 years old. So, yeah, that could be the case. But when I was growing up in Iowa, there was very few of my relatives had dementia, and they were living into their 90s.
Right.
They could play their card games on Friday nights, and they could think, they could work out on the farm, they could do things. They were up moving and breathing and doing what our body needs to keep our brain functioning effectively.
Yet it is odd because we have, just when you think you're like, you figured it out, like it's while you're drinking too much or you're eating the wrong foods, then you see some 105-year-old who's as sharp as a tack, and they drink alcohol every day. They enjoy the foods that they've enjoyed for 105 years. It kind of destroys the argument that it's alcohol or it's something we're consuming.
Right. It's not one thing. I think you can't just point it at one thing. It's a lifestyle problem. I mean, if people are sedentary, they're eating a lot of junk food. They're not getting out in sunlight. They're not walking and breathing. They're not challenging their brain. They're not challenging their life. Our body needs stress. You know, they've done studies where they showed that with mice, if they don't stress them, they actually die before the mice that were stressed out. I mean, actually about 40% sooner. So we need stress, but we need recovery. So most people don't get the recovery they need. We're in this chronic stress. And I think that's what happened when you're talking about having COVID 4 times. When you're always thinking, when is the next shoe going to drop? Then that will cause a stress on the nervous system that will cause the body to not regulate appropriately.
What is the difference between someone getting dementia and Alzheimer's?
Well, the biggest difference is that dementia, they will have periods of lucidity, but it's not all the time.
Okay.
And when you get Alzheimer's, you're pretty much those neural pathways have been locked out.
Yeah. You'll hear someone say, if you want to visit somebody, they'll say, "Well, today's a good day. He's having a really good day today."
Yes.
Men versus women. What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure about that. But I know that women have more neuron connections. I don't know if that bodes well for the both of us, but they also
what I mean by that is, do more men get dementia than women?
I don't think it looks at that as a factor.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I've not seen a study on that yet.
Okay.
That would be a good one to look into.
Yeah. All right. Very interesting. And, you do wonder about this RFK stuff RFK Jr. that we're dealing with. We're going to make America's food better again, and we are eating things we shouldn't be eating, whether it be high fructose corn syrup in everything. Or
microplastics in everything.
Some of the chemicals that are used to in the foods, and then as they're growing the foods, you have to wonder. I do know it's very interesting in when it comes to something I know quite well, chronic myeloid leukemia. They say that it is that I contracted this earlier in the year, or had it and didn't know that I had it, but what caused it? I was told that I must have come in contact with a certain chemical, and that chemical is in things like weed killers and that sort of thing. So
yes.
We are coming in contact with things, and it is having a negative effect on our bodies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at even something as simple as McDonald's French fries, in America there's 17 ingredients. In Italy there's 3.
Yeah,
so there's a problem there.
Yeah. That is very interesting. All right, and then tell me, if you could, what is your obviously you're going to say this works. It's called Brain Tap, and it's technology-enhanced meditation. And tell us what that does and how people can look into that.
Well, part of this problem is that there's a brainwave called SMR, sensory motor rhythm, that's between the awake and sleep state. It's between the beta and the alpha state. And that brainwave gets atrophied as we age, and it takes voltage to run it. So our brain loses voltage. So what we do with BrainTap is we have a technology that actually helps people to get into a relaxed state, but it uses light, sound, and vibration to do that.
Okay.
And by doing that, it will increase brain voltage and help you to regain the balance that you need in your brain and get your brain functioning again.
There is something to be said for, they say if someone loses their hearing, and they can detach themselves, and that can have a negative effect on their cognitive productivity. Also, if you just kind of check out, you don't pay attention to new things, you don't explore new things, you don't do things in life, that can have a negative effect on your brain. You believe that to be true?
Yes, I do. And also another quick fact is if you can't smell peanut butter, your senses are keeping score, really. So if you can't smell peanut butter, you're about 5 years away from having dementia.
Really?
Simple way. People can just go open up their peanut butter jar, and if they can smell it, they're fine for another 5 years. But that doesn't mean don't start working on your brain fitness. We need to start doing something now while the brain is still active.
So you're telling me that if you pull out a jar of peanut butter right now and you smell it and you don't smell it, you should contact your doctor.
Yes, right away. You should start doing something, like we use light because light will speed up something called ATP, the production of, that's the energy mechanism in the system, and it also is the healing, what causes healing at the cellular level. So if you don't have ATP in the system, you can't rebuild the brain.
Yeah.
It works with the mitochondria of the cell. So this is something a little more sciencey maybe than the listeners will understand, but we get this naturally from sunlight, but we don't get out in the sun as much as we need to.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you should have led with this. I'd be leading with this headline. If you can't smell peanut butter, call your doctor. Now, is it you can't smell it as good as you used to, or is it you can't smell anything?
Well, if you can't smell it as good as you used to, you might want to start looking into it as well.
Now I got to remember what peanut butter used to smell like. Darn it all.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. You're going to have me so paranoid.
Just make sure you're not smelling sugar-free peanut butter because that has no smell.
I am going straight home to the pantry. I'm telling you, as soon as I get home, I'm going to our pantry.
I think we have peanut butter in the radio pantry, so I'll grab it for you.
Davey, go grab the peanut butter.
Go grab that Peter Pan peanut butter.
Fast. You got to run.
Andale.
All right, Doc, we're going to test ourselves here. I'm pretty sure I can smell it. By the way, I think after we're smelling it, all of us, I would just throw it out. I don't think people are going to want the peanut butter.
Bill Keeler's nose was in this peanut butter.
Yeah. All right, Doc, we appreciate it. How can people look for you? Just search Brain Tap would be one way, I would assume.
Yeah, if they go to braintap.com, we have a lot of tips in there on how to do the brain fitness, and we also have a 14-day free trial they can try just to see if they want to. They won't get the light stimulus, but they will get the sound stimulus.
Okay,
that will
all right.
help to activate the brain.
I was going to ask you one other thing. If you eat a raw egg and the chicken has bird flu, can the human contract the bird flu? Yeah, I'm kidding you. I'm kidding you. All right. You thought I was goner. You thought I was a goner.
We could hear the sweat developing on your forehead.
All right, Dr. Porter. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day. Okay. You get it? I forgot that I'd asked him earlier. I'm almost there. All right, Davey has peanut butter. We're going to smell the peanut butter coming up.
Live on YouTube.
Oh, Lordy. Sometimes I just make myself laugh. That is probably the beginning of my dementia. Stand by. Did you find it?
I know where it is.
All right,
I'll get it on the break.
Get it. Okay. All right. Stand by. We're going to see if we're losing it. My guess is we are. Coming up.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Village Green Dispensary, New Hartford Shopping Center, New Hartford. 4K Creative Studios, 9898 River Road, Utica. Upper 90 Solutions, 2336 Whitesboro Road, Suite 3, Utica.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good guy. Good guy. Good guy. I'm going to tell you one thing. I know my wife does not have the peanut butter problem because she can smell the peanut butter that I just added chocolate chips to on a spoon.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it is a nice little treat, but it is not keto friendly. However, if you can get peanut butter without sugar in it, it is keto. You can eat that. It is keto friendly.
Good for me to know.
Just so
it
you know
doesn't
that.
taste as good, though.
It doesn't. All right. Smell the peanut butter. Davey, come in here. I want to see if you're losing it. We're going to do the test. This would be something employers should start doing. Elon Musk ought to pick up this trick. This should be for everybody. All federal employees must now smell peanut butter to determine if they're losing their minds.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Why don't you get that camera on me?
I really don't have an ability to do that right now.
Okay.
So.
All right. It smells yucky.
Do you smell the peanut butter?
I smell the peanut butter, but it's not my Skippy.
Okay, so you can tell the difference. This is Wegmans.
I think. Can you tell the difference, Davey?
Totally can smell peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
you're good.
Yep.
All right, Davey, drum roll.
They're saying if you cannot smell, you can smell it. Yeah. You wouldn't tell us if you couldn't. Wouldn't it be awful if you couldn't? You'd feel like crap. The doctor says if you can't smell peanut butter, you should immediately contact your physician because you are just months away from full-blown dementia. That's what he says. Lucy, do you have peanut butter in your fridge? Go smell it immediately.
Yeah,
I do. It
Can you?
smells really good. I can smell it.
All
yeah.
right, you can smell it. You're all good.
Yeah.
Lucia, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Bill?
I'm doing well.
Great. Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Thank
loving
you,
it.
Jesus. It's what I say.
Thank
to
you,
that.
Jesus.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And first, I hope you don't mind. I want to say hello to Anne again.
Yes,
I'm
not sure how much she wants all of that public, but we will say hi to Anne.
No. I just want to say hello. That's what I want to say.
Very nice.
I say hello. Happy day. Have a great day. And best wishes. I say that to you, too. The same thing, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. That's all I say.
Can I say it to you?
And there is a-
Hello, Lucy.
Then I was hoping you'd be singing
Happy day to
me,
you,
Santa
too.
Lucia. Have you learned that?
Have I learned what?
Did you learn the song Santa Lucia?
Santa Lucia. Yes. Oh, yes. I've known the song for years.
You sing? You do?
Are you
do?
praying for the Pope? Are you nervous about the Pope?
Nervous? No, I'm not nervous. You know why?
He's in God's hands.
When you are of age, there is nothing you can do.
You're right.
And
You're right.
my father used to say, we're a wheel, it's a wheel, you know.
Mhm.
By the same token, I'm extremely sensitive, and you know that because,
Right.
you know, sometimes they say, oh, Lucia, this and that, you know. So I pray, but when his day comes, there is nothing anybody can do. And he's lucky that he's lived this long, you know.
Yeah,
You
you're
could be
right.
100, but gee, everybody has nothing you can do. So
Well, they say
you
he
a
may be
prayer,
showing
that's
some
all.
signs of recovery, so we'll see what happens. All right, Lucy. Well,
Absolutely.
listen, it was very nice of you to say hello to Anne this
Yeah.
morning in Rome. Very nice.
Well, so, but also, can I say one more thing or not?
No, you cannot.
When I call you again, I want you to sing the song Santa Lucia.
Okay, I'll look it up today.
Perfection.
I'll be ready.
In Italian to
Okay,
perfection.
I'll have it in
Okay.
Italian for you. All right, thank you, Lucia. All right,
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Greg Morton. Good morning. Oh, it's expired
Bill.
peanut butter.
Yes.
I don't worry about expiration dates. I don't know about you, but Greg, but if an expiration date means I better eat that faster. Let's get it.
I'll get you a spoon, Bill.
Let's finish it up. Let's not worry. The milk expiration date, let's drink it. I'm all for that.
He's a brave man.
The faster you eat it, the better. Yeah.
The faster you-
It's
Yeah.
safer if you eat it faster.
Yes. Well, if you don't eat it fast, it's going to really go bad. I mean, what are you thinking, right? Greg Morton,
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Please.
Would you please say hello to Anne for me, please?
I will do that. I will say hello. If anyone out there would like to say hi to Ann this morning, feel free. Give us a call. Or maybe you want to say hi to somebody else. Just give us a call.
Beautiful.
Greg,
I love your show.
Greg Morton is
What's going on?
the greatest. The GOAT. He's the GOAT in the world of comedy. And it was so great to hear from you this morning. And we have been really, in America, we have had Canada on the mind. What
happened?
I don't know.
I thought we were friends.
I thought so too. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Oh my God, we're your neighbors.
Well, be careful because you can have bad neighbors. That's possible. But you guys you've been good neighbors up to this point.
It's only 19.5 kilograms of fentanyl. Is that something to lose a friendship over?
I know, you're absolutely right. So I do find that, I mean, we're seeing the booing at the hockey games where...
That's not like Canadians.
It's not
Canadians
like...
don't do that.
No, I know. No.
You know what's going on, Bill? We have our own Kool-Aid.
You do have that is true. You do have your own Kool-Aid.
Right?
Right? You have your own stuff
in our
going
own
on.
Bubble. Yeah, and everybody up in Canada, they're using it as a political football.
Yes.
And people have drank the Kool-Aid, and their hair is on fire right now.
No,
my wife and I, we know we've been coming to the States for years. We just walk across the border because we look just like you. So we get in, and we know what's going on. We can see both sides. And Trump's been in before, and I'm saying stop lighting your own hair on fire.
I know. I don't understand.
It's a goof. It's a gas. He invited Trudeau down there to troll him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
A troll. That's all this was. And that's why he keeps delaying it.
Yes.
Don't listen to the signal, not the smoke.
I think you're absolutely.
Right, you can't listen to smoke, but you know what I mean.
I think you're absolutely correct. But it is like we were.
Read The Art of the Deal. Go ahead.
Listen, I have not read The Art of the Deal, but many have.
Well, I read the liner jacket, and I know what's going on.
Yeah, you figured it out.
I did. Listen, he's got Canadians. They're so scared right now. It's hilarious. You should see them just running. Oh, we're coming. Buy Canadian. Actually, I think it's the best thing that could happen to Canada because we're finally getting our stuff together.
Well,
we're actually going to buy from each other.
That's big.
What were you going to say?
I'm saying it is. It's showing some pride, some Canadian pride here.
Yeah. When it's funny how everybody gets in a panic. They go like, "Oh my gosh, if Trump wins, I'm moving to Canada." Well, what if it becomes the 51st state? Yeah. Then where are you going to be?
And man, that's going to
where you started.
You're right back where you started. And that, Greg, that is going to be one hell of a large state, isn't it?
I'm telling you.
That's a big ass state. That's going to be a big state with
that's a summer and winter holiday.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Do you find that Toronto is different than other? Toronto is very progressive. Do you find that Toronto's taking this a little differently than some of the more rural areas, or because some of those rural areas of Canada really like Trump?
Yes, they do, especially in Western Canada as well.
Yeah.
They would take that offer.
They're okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, the media's got everybody all worked up in that, and there's nothing to, we even ended up with an election, an early election, which happens today in Ontario over this.
You did? I did. That I did not know about.
Ridiculous. It's a fake. Yeah. It's a fake war. Yeah. The election in Ontario wasn't supposed to happen for another year. And he bumped this up. He had an early election, spent millions of dollars. And for what?
Right.
He says, I need a mandate so I can fight these tariffs. I got to do something about that. We don't have any tariffs yet.
Right. It's all delayed right now.
We don't even have a prime minister, Bill.
Right. Yes, it is
resigned, and yet I turn on the TV. He's still on there.
He is still.
Now explain that to me.
I do not understand it.
Justin Castro Trudeau is still on our television set.
That's his middle name, huh?
Yeah.
That is. Listen, it is a very, very interesting pick. I mean, I guess I understand the Mexican thing because the border is so bad, but the border, the northern border, while it is an issue, is nothing compared to what was going on the southern border. And, I kind of felt like Canada, we were all working together. I mean, if you live in Niagara Falls or Grand Island or even Buffalo, you're traveling back and forth into Canada. You might work in Canada, or Canadians may work in the United States. You're traveling across.
Yeah, a lot of nerve.
Now you go through border control, and they're booing you.
Canada and the United States.
Yes, that happens all the time. So, I don't know.
What a wacky world right now.
It is
wacky.
Listen, I want to ask you while we have you on, where are you going to be in the States? Are you going to be Albany, Syracuse anytime soon?
No, I was passing through New York State, and I thought of you, Bill, and I'm on my way to do a show in a church basement in New Jersey.
Okay, all right, that's pretty cool. Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
I know. And but after that, looking up, I'm doing Las Vegas. I'm at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club, and in Las Vegas at the MGM, and then I'm at the Laugh Factory in Reno, Nevada.
Wow, that's cool.
Go to my website, gregmorton.com, and you'll see where I'm going to be, and hopefully, I pray to God I'll get back to Utica someday.
We will make that. We will make that happen. There's nobody.
Ask Frank to open up another pizza joint and have me up there.
We should do another pizza place and add a comedy club to it. I like it. All right, Greg. Safe travels, and be careful of those jokes in the church basement. Sometimes they are not. Those people do not take a joke. Just be careful.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Have fun. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Comedian Greg Morton, go to his website, search for him, whether it's on Facebook or you can see some of his bits. That Star Wars bit that he does is just unbelievable, but his show is so good, and we do have to get him back here at some point soon. Coming up, what am I doing here? Oh, John Decker's coming up in a second. I got a bunch of stories, too, to get you that are that are just a bit on the mind-blowing side. Hold tight, and your comments as well on WIBX.
Now, you know that no one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that Mattress Express has. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Therapeutic, and the largest selection of FlexEd beds in New York State. But when these companies come out with new models, we get left with brand new inventory of the old model and floor models that we have to sell off as clearance, and that's where you save. These come with the full manufacturer's warranty, many of them still in the original packaging, brand new stuff. Right now, come into Mattress Express, pick a king or queen clearance model and even some new models and get a free adjustable base. Save over what you would have paid originally and get a free adjustable base. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. Go to mattressexpressny.com for locations. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
All right, portions of the program brought to you by Sarah's Flooring Outlet, the area's leading flooring store. And it's for anything flooring, whether it's carpets, laminates. You're using the Pergo Extreme. They have the price guarantee. It's a 60-mile price guarantee. 60-mile radius of the store, you know you're getting the best price on Pergo Extreme, which is a great product. Or you're looking for tile or hardwoods, they have everything. If it's flooring, they have the largest inventory in Central New York. Sal and all of the people over there are ready to help you get the flooring you need. Why go to the big box stores when you can go to the experts? In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza River Road, Marcy, and online at InSarah'sFlooringOutlet.com. Sorry. Good morning. Steve this morning says, is the peanut butter past expiration date?
Very much so.
You're saying very much so?
So much so.
Like over a year. It's about a year over.
It has notes of rancidity.
He says that rancid peanut butter smells stronger. The expiration date, I'd be interested to know what people think about expiration dates. So I look at expiration dates differently than my wife.
Okay.
So if you have milk and it just goes past the expiration date, you smell it.
Yeah, sniff test.
If it smells okay, you're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a canned good that goes past the expiration date, chances are that is perfectly fine. It's a recommended date.
Yes.
You don't have to panic if it's now.
Yeah, if it's
I
like Campbell's soup, though, salty as you know what.
You're fine. Yeah, you're not gonna. There's nothing going to be wrong with that. You got to eat it. You can eat it. Don't throw it out. If you have now, there will be those people who come into your home, like my daughter, and be like, "This, like on the commercial on TV." We have ants. Remember that commercial? And then she is this outdated, and she's throwing stuff away. Don't throw that stuff away. Now, if I have chicken and it's outdated, I'm not eating that.
Out the door.
So you pick and choose, I would think, what you should. But for the most part, your expiration date is kind of a recommendation.
Exactly, and you could always use that sniff test if you're opening up a can that may be a little bit over its date. Or you just look at it, and if it looks, green, if there's green spots on it, chances are you shouldn't be consuming that.
Deeds, geez, that blues comment went over the head. There have been a few of those comments this morning. I don't know why. Just am feeling that way today. Deeds. Other comments this morning, some guy in the 315. Thanks, Bill, for the response. I won't ask again. No, Steve. You're looking on YouTube. He's looking for his food and fun card. And I will respond to this on air because I think we found out that over the last how many years, Davey, we have been mailing out the food and fun cards so that people don't have. This started during COVID, so that people don't have to come to the radio station to pick them up, right?
Yeah.
And then we found out that. All of this time, Davey has been paying for the postage to do it.
Yes, I have.
Now, we're talking about maybe $100 a year. So the station found out and became, I don't want to say angry, but saying, Davey, you shouldn't be paying out of your own pocket. I know you're making millions out of this place, but you shouldn't be paying out of your own pocket. So there's a transition, and we're still mailing them out. But it is coming from the front desk, and I believe they do it once a month.
Yeah.
So Steve has not gotten his, and somehow has gotten lost in the who knows where. And the other part of this is, I don't want to complain, but we used to have like 50 people in this building. I don't want to get into it, but we don't have 50 people anymore. It is a different world. Yes, Elon Musk was here, and we have been affected. That's not true, but we have been affected.
We didn't fill out the report of what we did for the last 5 days.
Apparently, we did not. So, Steve, we will take care of that, and I'm going to look at it coming up at 9 o'clock just to figure it out. Some other comments that I have here this morning. Greg Morton, it was great talking to you, too. That was awesome. Tim would like to say hello, Ann. Ann in Rome.
Aww.
Everybody is saying hi to Ann this morning in Rome. I also thought this was a very good comment on the issue of Syracuse. So this morning, Davey and I have been kind of fantasizing, because really that's what it is, fantasizing over the possibility that Syracuse could maybe they're gelling all of a sudden, Davey. Maybe all of a sudden they're coming together.
Yeah.
And they're going to perform tremendously. You can get that phone. We've been brought back to reality, as Joe Pacini says. False sense of security. NC State is just not a good team, and that is very true. The difference, though, is Syracuse has not been able to play with bad teams. They've not played well against bad teams this year. But you're probably right. Most likely, Syracuse, they will make it to the ACC tournament, and most likely will lose in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what's going to happen. Joe Lode on the road. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Bill. Just a couple of things that people don't just come to the station and pick up prizes anymore. Did that go past after COVID too?
I think it's thought of as a luxury that we're offering to people, mailing them the cards. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
there was a time where
you remember
you had to come to the radio station and pick up the prize.
Yeah.
But I think COVID did change that, and we just stuck with it. Actually,
COVID changed so much. It's not even funny. I mean, I think about the clubs and the bars that people don't stay out past 11 o'clock. I just don't understand.
It is
all
different.
Of a sudden, COVID, and now there's curfews. One other thing I wanted to say, Lee Center, we did get more snow. And every time I watch the news and they talk about, Syracuse, the leader of the state in snowfall, they're out of their minds. They haven't come over here to this part of central New York in a long time.
Well, I think they're looking at major cities. That's why that looks that way. Yeah. I mean, larger cities.
Believe it or not, Lee Center is a major city here in central New York.
I'm sure it is.
We've got a lot going on here, you know.
There is. Are you about to plug something? I mean, I know you're trying.
I could plug Lynx Automotive on the corner of Turn Road and Stokes Westernville Road, right across from the Stewarts. And that's a great place to buy a car. And if you want to see Joe Load, then you come over here and see me at Lynx Automotive.
All right, there we go, Joe. I knew you could do it. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. And they even have their own post office here. Check it out, Lee Center.
Lee Center with its own post office. No, you're right though. I mean, the amount of snow that we have gotten in the North Country, as compared to, I mean, and to be honest with you, I think Utica, this area has gotten more snow than Syracuse this year. To be honest,
I believe so. I mean, we're Boonville, Remsen, that whole area is up over 200 inches. The Hill, you look at Redfield and places like that are even more. I mean, it's just astronomical. But to be honest with you, Bill, it's like the old days, right? We used to have snowbanks as high as the telephone poles, so we're getting there again.
Have you heard reports about how the snowmobile trails are, Joe?
Actually, the snowmobile trails are really good. The problem that they're having in some of the trails is down tree limbs because of the heavy snow and the rain.
Yeah.
But they're clearing it up, and actually this year has been the best year in a long time for snowmobiling. If you don't have 1,000 miles on, then you're not going out enough. And the trails are flat.
The number of people who have, even when you get way into the North Country, even going into Canada, I have a friend right now who's making a trip to Canada on snowmobile, and they had done it for years, but hasn't done it in the last few years because even up there, we just haven't gotten the snow. This year, different story.
Yeah, and thank God, because these businesses that rely on it, you figure Old Forge, you figure Forestport, places like the White Lake Inn and the Wigwam, and you get into Old Forge, the Slickers, and all those guys, the Dakers, they depend on snow and the snowmobile traffic because, if let's say you have a crappy summer and it rains and nobody goes out, then they got to have snowmobile money, income, that's what helps these small businesses survive,
All right, interesting stuff, Joe. We think thank you for it, and good luck snowmobiling this weekend. Actually, it's going to get cold after today, and you're probably going to be dealing with some ice pack that you're going to have to deal with on those trails.
It's going to be nice, though, because it's going to keep those trails flat and hard, which is going to be less moguls and better riding conditions. So don't be afraid. Stop out at Campbell's Diner, have a little breakfast, and hit the trail.
That's plug number 2. All right, Joe, thank you. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
All right. Plugger, Joe Load. I'm sure you saw this story, and when my wife was, I didn't think it was real, but it is real. President Trump has announced the new Gold Card program. Kind of interesting, right? You're shaking your head over there. The new Gold Card program will give wealthy foreigners green card privileges and a path to citizenship. Essentially, the benefits will be available for $5 million. And here is the president talking about the new $5 million Gold Card for citizenship.
We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people, and we think it's going to be extremely successful.
I do kind of wonder, can you pay, Davey, is that's probably not John, right? Or is it? No. Can you pay for citizenship? Apparently the president feels the answer to that is yes. I do want to bring in John Decker on this because I think it is a bit of a legal question. And for those that may wonder, John Decker is the only attorney who can argue before the Supreme Court. The only attorney is part of the White House press pool, and he's on the line now. John, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What a week it's been. It's been just a dizzying pace when you had President Trump meeting with French President Macron on Monday. You had the cabinet meeting yesterday. Today, it's UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and tomorrow, President Zelensky coming to the White House.
That's going to be huge.
I can't recall a week like this one in quite some time.
I did want to start with, we'll go to that. I wanted to start with the $5 million gold card. Can we sell a path to citizenship? Is that legal? I guess it is.
The president says yes, but the president says a lot of things that he does are above board and constitutional. It may be challenged, but this is being done through the Commerce Department, and what it is not a passport. It's not citizenship. It's a pathway to citizenship, the way it's been described. And if you wish to be on that pathway to citizenship and you're a foreign national, you need to write a check for $5 million to the U.S. Treasury, and that's what will get you that so-called gold card.
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see where this whole thing, where this goes. And if it does, who takes advantage of it? And then, as you're talking, you're going to be in the room, and you have been. I believe you were there with Macron, right?
I was in the room just 2 days ago when the president signed 3 executive orders. I was in the Oval Office for about 45 minutes. The president answered about a dozen of my questions during the course of that time. So that was great. I really appreciated that. And, of course, I'm at the press conferences that you're talking about. I was at the joint press conference with Macron. I'll be at the joint press conference with Keir Starmer today. And also, if there is one, I'll be at the joint press conference with President Zelensky tomorrow.
Listen, this negotiation has been very interesting, and Zelensky is now playing ball, it seems, right? It seems like that's happening.
Well, he is. I would agree with that. What's taking place at the White House tomorrow is the President Trump and President Zelensky will sign a mineral rights agreement concerning Ukraine. But whether or not we're a step closer to ending the war in Ukraine is another story entirely. That's up to one person. That's up to Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. John, as always, we appreciate it. We'll be watching and looking for your report. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk next week. John Decker from Great TV.
I went in for a regular prostate screening, and my lab results showed my PSA level were elevated.
We repeated the lab test, and the second test came back elevated too. We did a biopsy, and the biopsy showed cancer in certain areas of Philip's prostate.
Dr. Ba performed a prostatectomy at Wayne Hospital using robotic surgery to remove the cancer.
We were able to cure him with smaller incisions, and he had a quick recovery.
Since the surgery, all my PSA level has been normal. I am proof that early detection can prevent something far worse.
I had been lifting something heavy, felt a tinge in my back. I also had some shortness of breath, but thought it was due to what I figured was some kind of muscle pull. I was wrong.
The episodes of pain that Ray was experiencing were actually small heart attacks. The Wynn Emergency Department was able to provide immediate life-saving care to Ray's heart.
If it wasn't for the amazing team at Wynn, I might not be here at all. I feel indebted to everyone who helped make Wynn Hospital a reality so I can get the immediate care I needed right when I needed it.
Thank you for giving my daddy back home.
What do your eyes have to do with your heart? Or your feet, for that matter? Tune in to the WIBX Heart Radiothon, sponsored by Slocum Dixon Medical Group, on Friday, March 7th, for those answers and many more. When the WIBX Heart Radiothon broadcasts live from Utica University, the Treadmill Challengers will call out to each other and community members as they go head-to-head to support America's greatest heart run and walk. The Red Cap Ambassadors will share their stories of living with heart disease. And of course, you'll be part of it. When you donate to the American Heart Association, you'll be eligible to receive special incentives. Many things change in our world, but the WIBX Heart Radiothon is a tradition that brings us all together in the fight against heart disease and stroke. Be sure and join us right here on WIBX 950 AM or WIBX 92.3 FM for the WIBX Radiothon. Or come see us at Utica University on Friday, March 7th. You might just help save the life of someone you know.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
There's drama surrounding the death of an actor. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Gene Hackman was a Hollywood legend who'd long been retired.
Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, confirmed dead after the two were found along with their dog unresponsive yesterday in their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Although the sheriff's office says there's no immediate indication of foul play. They still have not provided a cause of death or details as to when the couple might have died.
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. Hackman was in dozens of movies, a coach in Hoosiers.
Guys, remember what we worked on in practice, all right? I want to see it on the car.
The sheriff in Unforgiven.
He's got one barrel left. When he fires that, take out your pistols and shoot him down like the mangy scoundrel he is.
Hackman won an Oscar for that movie and the Best Actor Academy Award for The French Connection. Hackman was 95. Hamas has handed over the bodies of 4 more hostages killed after the deadly terror attack that triggered the war in Gaza as phase 1 of the ceasefire ends.